Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful.
Funny things that you think's funny aren't funny.
Give me cocks all the time. I want cocks all over me.
The Alan Cox Show kicks ass, man.
Welcome.
Show me what you got.
You're not going to see a lot of cocks on TV.
Alan Cox from the Alan Cox Show.
I don't know what it's about you, but I can't even stand your voice. I think you're the biggest asshole alive.
It's gonna be a great show.
Let's kick it. I'll say kick it, and you'll just kick it with a tasty groove, okay? 1, 2, 3, kick it. Kick it. Come on. God damn it. Could you one time kick it? What the?
Alan Cox.
Here we go. He'll ad-lib. He'll be fine.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Hey, what's going on, gang? Good afternoon. Hello there. Greetings, welcome, fist bumps, and a laurel and a hearty handshake for you. My name is Alan Cox. Thanks for showing up. Say hi to Bill Squire, who's right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and buy Mary's album.
Mary Santora, right over there.
Hi, guys. No babies.
Very big day for you.
Yes. Very exciting.
Bill's cheerleading for you.
Mm-hmm. Bought me cupcakes.
See?
Yeah.
Poundcake's back behind the glass.
Afternoon, white people, and congratulations, Mary. I would have got you some flowers or something, but
It's okay.
this morning,
But why didn't you?
because I didn't have time this morning. I found out this morning that her album.
You knew it was coming out.
You knew it
though.
was coming out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, forgot about that.
I didn't have time.
She's only
about
been
it for a
promoting it
month.
for. Because she's only been promoting it for a month.
Right. Anyway, if you'd like to join us, 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007, 35192 if you want to text. And you can listen, of course, on the iHeartRadio app. So did you get up? Did you wake up at midnight and check to see?
Not midnight.
Did it drop at midnight?
It dropped at midnight, so
Yeah.
it loaded. Everyone who pre-ordered it, it automatically loaded onto their phone at midnight. So my boyfriend stayed at my house last night, and he leaves for work at like 4:45. So I've been up since then because I started getting messages right away from people who like had the album downloaded, and then it just like snowballed as the morning went on. So it's already been a very long day. But the record label texted me that it was number 1 on iTunes comedy charts and Amazon comedy charts, but it's also sitting at number 24 on the overall iTunes charts, which is like
Very cool.
unbelievable. The dude called me. He was like, "This does not happen. Like comedy albums don't break the top 100, let alone the top 25." So it's like very exciting and very cool, and it's just been such a surreal morning. So thank you so much to everyone who pre-ordered. And
Make sure you thank the audience,
I am.
because Dustin from Georgia will call in and give you a hard time
Yeah.
for
You're
not
just gonna
thanking the audience.
Keep all this label money for yourself, and you're not going to reimburse everybody.
And thank that guy right there.
Who? Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who?
You.
What did I do?
You're going to ruin it, Bill.
Oh.
Yeah, not on the album, but on the CDs. There's special thank yous and everything like that. But yeah, I mean...
Well, I mean, I figured that, but I mean,
I didn't do
you
anything.
give us a
the platform to do all
to
of
do a
this.
lot of stuff.
That's why I said I don't want Dustin giving you a hard time because he feels slighted. It's not about me. It's
Thank
about the
Dustin
audience.
first, God second, your
Get-
family, friends, then Alan.
No, seriously.
Right,
It's
Dustin first.
Dustin first. That's when we should get t-shirts. Thank
Yeah.
Dustin first.
Yep. Hashtag Dustin first.
No, but seriously, I mean, I've sent you those heartfelt texts where I'm
Yes,
like,
you
you
have.
gave me a chance and I would
Yes,
be nothing.
Well,
You know?
I'm happy to help creative people.
Well, I thank
That's
you.
always been my thing.
And it means the world. And, you know, without this show and without this audience and without any of that, it wouldn't be possible. So it's anybody who, it makes me laugh when everyone's like, I did it on my own. I'm like, not even close. Like,
Nobody does it on their own.
No. And,
No.
you know, everyone plays a part in it.
You're
so.
given opportunities, and then you make the most of them, or you squander them away.
Right.
Like Poundcake. But you have...
He had the opportunity to buy me flowers, and he squandered it.
Yes, he did, because he was so wrapped up in other things. What were you doing this morning instead of buying flowers for Mary, Poundcake?
I woke up, saw her text, took a poop, then got ready for
Wait,
work.
you were pooping instead of buying her flowers?
That takes like 2.5 hours.
Think
so.
of that. Yeah, he does spend an inordinate amount of time on the toilet.
When I replied with the praising hands, I was pooping. So,
Nice.
yeah, it was my morning poop. So I was like,
okay.
oh my God, congrats. I'm sure it's just echoing down the hallway early. Yeah.
Well, I know we all got this email, but we got a very nice email from Scott, who wrote in and congrats. And he's like, the CD is amazing. It's by NoFX. It comes out today. And he's very excited for that. But, oh, Mary, you're killing it, too. So
They're number 9.
you're beating NoFX.
No, they're beating me. I'm number 24
they're number 9.
on the overall charts. I'm still, which is still like so
It's
crazy.
incredible, yeah.
So crazy to
Listen,
break that.
there have to be at least a dozen NoFX fans left. They're coming out of the woodwork when they found out that something new was dropping.
Yeah.
You'll surpass that. Don't worry about that.
I don't know what numbers move it. I have no idea. But if we could get it up, that's cool. But I'm still sitting in the like 24 is unbelievable.
Yeah, for a comedy album. That's
For a
pretty
comedy
good.
album, yeah. I'm not my first one. I'm not on any kind of I have no agent. I have no, nothing
No pressure
like
on the
that.
second one, by the way.
There won't be a second. This is my retirement.
My one and only album comes out today. So
Yeah.
please make sure that you get it. Yeah. Well, it's very exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who's done it. You, Alan,
Now,
Bill, everybody.
Will you get some kind of notification when it's getting spun on satellite? Or no, you'll just get residual checks or whatever?
Well, I had no idea. Someone posted a picture on my Facebook today that they heard it on satellite last night before it even dropped. So they didn't tell me, they didn't tell the label, they didn't tell anybody. But apparently they've already got some of it going in rotation, and they told me it wouldn't be on until summertime. That it takes a couple months, but they played 4 tracks yesterday.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah,
And that's where the money is, right there.
That is where the money is.
The money is the album sales are great. That's money. But
Yes.
I mean, you get for the plays on satellite radio, you're getting twice what you would get for, or almost 3 times what you get
I'm
for an album
getting 8
sale.
times what I would get for an album sale.
There you go.
Album sales, I get $3.40 of every $10. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. And then, because people are like, how should I get it? What is it? I'm like, I keep 100% of CD sales. I keep 34% of digital album sales and 0.06% of streaming.
0.06.
Yeah.
Simply no way to know how much that is. But well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a
It's
big day. Very exciting.
so
and if you
exciting.
haven't gotten your copy yet, you should go get your copy.
Yeah.
Order it now.
Get us up to that.
Now,
Let's beat NoFX.
What are you waiting for?
$3.40. That's pretty good.
Out of $10? Yeah, I mean, it's not bad because it's split. I mean, iTunes gets their chunk, the label gets their chunk, and.
But I'm thinking about like how these artists like make sense. Like you're getting actually dollars.
Well, they
per
make
sale.
that's on sales. So artists make dollars on sales too.
Yeah.
Cents on spins.
Cents on, you don't get anything for, unless you just put it on repeat 24 hours a day. There's not really any money in streaming.
The Allberry Channel.
Well, again, they do add up. Like I
Yeah.
don't sell a lot of albums because they're old, but the streaming over every month I get a few $100, and
Yeah.
you'll probably get a nice chunk from that.
Hoping so.
My CDs were all for charity, so I didn't get 1 cent on my CDs.
Donated it.
I did. Donated all of it.
Tax write-off. How savvy.
Oh, I knew I forgot something.
Come on.
15 years. I should have written that off. All right, listen, I got to take a break. Next chance for you to grab $1,000. You'll get 100% of that, as I understand it. $1,000 for you around 2:30. You're down to your last 6 chances to win that money, by the way, too. It ends at 9:30 tonight. So there's a buck ton of cash coming for you at 2:30. If you want to shoot a text, 35192. If you're on hold, I will get you on the way back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. You that they know what they're doing.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7
WMMS.
You watch WandaVision yet?
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
I've been real up and down on that show, but I do like how they're working in a lot of kind of weird things from the comics and weaving them in. And 216-578-1007 if you want to join us, or 800-348-1007 if you want to send a text. 35192, about 10 minutes away, and I'll have another $1,000 for you. You're down to your last 6 chances to win. Keywords for you. Last one tonight is coming up at 9:30, at least for this go-round. So we're down to the wire on this. Where did that dude go? There was a guy who wanted to defend NoFX, and apparently Poundcake's never heard of that band because it said the guy wanted to defend No Effects. EFFECTS. So you're not familiar with NoFX, are you, Poundcake?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're probably not a punk guy either. But they've been around.
Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco. That's his punk
I
band.
thought that was
That's real punk, not
Not
posers
fake
like
punk.
NoFX.
Yeah.
These losers.
I was a metal guy, so I wasn't crazy into punk, but I had a bunch. Most of my friends were into punk, and NoFX was no joke. I mean,
I like NoFX.
Yeah, they're
I'm a
pretty
fan.
good. Punk and Drublic was real good back in the day, and I mean,
I've been almost a band for 30?
40 years.
40 years,
I remember
you
when
think?
Fat Mike was in False Alarm. I was like in junior high. Yeah, so they've been around. They're easily one of the most successful indie bands out there. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Alan, how you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Good. Mary, I want to congratulate you on your album. I downloaded it. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yep. And Mary, there's nothing wrong with eating an Arby's inside.
You don't feel that shame?
No.
God, I drove past an Arby's. I was in early this morning, but then I had an errand to do, and it took me past an Arby's, and the line was going out. I'm like, did they just drop some new, like, chicken sandwich that's got a shake and fries on it?
It's Lent and Friday, so people are probably getting fish sandwiches and stuff.
You're absolutely correct. I'm so off the Catholic train that I don't even register Lent anymore.
Yeah.
But
Wendy's has
I bet
a
you're correct.
fish sandwich.
Wendy's has a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
Is that
there's no
available
shame eating in there.
Is that available any time of the day?
During lunch and dinner hours only.
Okay.
Hey, Alan.
Yes, sir.
One more question for Bill.
Yeah.
Any more hot kicks coming out this year?
Oh, dude, next week is one of the biggest pairs of Jordans. It's the University Blues, the ones. Those are going to be great. And then there's also, are you like a 90s kid? Like, you remember D. Brown?
Definitely, yeah.
Remember the Reebok pumps that he was wearing when he won the slam dunk contest? Those are coming out.
Yeah.
Those are coming out.
I tried to get the Griffies from 96, and they were sold out within a day.
Yeah, everything sells out fast. So you're going to have to pay resale prices, or there's like raffles on like Foot Locker app and stuff like that where you can possibly win a pair. But yeah, it's tough to pull them. But those dunks or those Reebok pumps coming out next week are definitely bucket list for me.
Pumps? What is this, 1985? Everything old is new again.
They're high heels. They're
88
pumps.
was when the pump came out, Alan, not 1985.
Hey, Alan.
Well, okay, is it 1988 again? What the hell?
No.
Huh?
Everything that's retro is now new and awesome nowadays.
That means that I'm retro, Joe. I'm beyond retro. That means that I'm new and awesome. Old and busted was Alan Cox. The new hotness? Alan Cox, as it turns out. Okay, thank you, Joe. There you go. It's off to get some exciting new kicks.
Just grab a hold and juggle all those balls in the air. How hard can it be? So hard you're getting dizzy.
So are you constantly buying new sneakers? Like when some new collection drops, are you always getting a pair of sneaks?
I'm buying when I see something that I want. So there's,
and that sounds pretty frequent.
Yeah, the last pair I bought was a couple weeks ago. I wore them yesterday. They were the Michael Jordan Air Jordan 6s. They're called Carmines, and they're white and red.
And on average, how much are you dropping on a pair of these sneaks?
Usually around $200.
$200. Okay.
And so, yeah.
And are they eventually for resale, or you just buy them to wear them?
I buy them to wear them and collect them, but they also will hold their value. Where if I wanted to take those ones that I wore yesterday because they've only been worn once, I could resell those and get my money back and maybe more because they're reselling for over $300 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a rare, like my size isn't the most common.
What's your size? It's 24, yeah?
2.5.
13.
It's a kid's section.
Listen, I wish.
Kick size, D size, you know what they say? Oh, man. 2.5.
That
Boy.
was size 13, and that's where they, like, it's not as common, so they don't make as many pairs for size 13. So it's a little tougher to get them.
Yeah. Alan, why isn't there a link to buy Mary's album on the show site? I don't know. I mean, well, we tell people where to get it. I mean, we just
there's
kind of
a million
bypass
links
that
everywhere.
and-
Yeah, during pre-order there was only one link to use. Now it's available everywhere. So anywhere you get music, you can get it. Amazon, Apple, iTunes, like anything.
We didn't
it's
need
on
to
all
send
of it.
people to the show site.
Right.
to
No,
get
so
it, yeah.
let's be
That's
honest.
okay.
The show site sucks. No, I'm serious.
It's very limited. I mean,
very limited.
Listen, we post video there, but we would like, if I had the moxie, I'd rather have like our own show site that we could just go crazy with. But just, the way that the company works and the way that they want to kind of streamline their websites.
And just have everything be uniform.
Yeah. But there are a lot of limitations with the way that that's all laid out.
We used to have things like the CLE. What was it?
With the CL Evage Gallery.
CL Evage Gallery.
Yeah,
I missed that.
We had the show soundboard. We had all kinds of fun stuff back in the day. And then they were like, it's going to be a grid. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. And if you go to any radio station in this company, their website looks exactly like ours.
Continuity? I mean...
I guess. I mean, I don't know why one day... listen, everything evolves, but, it wasn't that long ago where every radio station in this company, their website looked a little different. And then they go, nope, they're all going to look the same.
They,
Like, okay.
they just gave us more features. Like we could have more constant features.
The
on
modules
the side.
were
Yeah,
different.
The modules were different, and now it's all just blog posts.
Yeah.
So the reason that Mary's website or Mary's album isn't linked on the website is because it's too good for it.
If you guys do want to buy it on iTunes, my boyfriend told me that if I break the top 20, he'll buy me an Apple Watch. So
If you break the top 20, he'll buy you an Apple Watch.
yes,
What are you going to buy him?
nothing. This is about me. I could buy
You're the
him
one
something
making
for
money off
my
it, not
album
him.
release. I know.
Okay.
But I've been wanting to get one for so long, and then he was like, this morning it was at number like 54, and then it jumped to like 34, and then now it's at 24. So he said it when it was at 54. He was like, if you break the top 20, then I sent him a screenshot. I was like, is that 24? And he's like, oh no, I think he's eating
Because
his,
he doesn't
eating his
like
words.
spending money.
No, he does not like spending money. So
He's like, now I'm going to get you the ground level Apple Watch.
it's a Series 1. What's wrong with it?
It's $169 at Walmart. That's the one you're getting, all
It doesn't
right?
even have Bluetooth. I don't know what you want me to do with it.
You still get your texts on your phone, and it is analog, just FYI.
It's just an apple with a wristband, an
That's-
actual apple.
I bought both of my older children Apple Watches, and I don't have one.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like, they're cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not going to use it enough to justify getting an Apple Watch. Like, I'm fine getting my texts on my phone.
Well,
and
it has a lot of features for working out, and then also like to wear on stage. You can keep a timer. You can do all kinds of stuff with it.
No doubt that it's a
Yeah.
cool thing. But
Yeah.
for me, I was like, I don't need one.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
one needs one. But it's not, it's
for
nice
me,
to
I'm
have.
in need mode. I'm not a guy who like buys things for himself.
That's how
really.
you become a millionaire.
You don't need to know your blood
Child
oxygen
support.
level.
Great way to become a millionaire, Bill.
So yeah, like getting calls on stage is always nice because yesterday as soon as I walk on stage, my daughter was watching my dog for most of the day yesterday, and I'm like, just drop it off when you
Drop
getting ready
it off.
Yeah,
Drop it off.
drop it off. But when she drops it off, she has a key to my apartment, but she doesn't have a fob to get into my building. So she calls me, and then I buzz her in, and she did it at the exact time as I went on stage.
Yeah.
So like I'm in my first joke, and my watch starts shaking, and I'm like, and that is my daughter. Hold on, guys, I got to take this. and it was just a moment, but it was funny, and it was a good show too. I love Hilarities. They're just doing such a good job.
I've got $1,000 to give to you here. You're down to the wire on chances to win, but we still got a handful left. So good luck on this. It's $1 ton of cash.
Hey, it's Rover. It's a buck ton of cash. Time for your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword money, M-O-N-E-Y, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's money to 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
Speaking of dogs, Lady Gaga. So the information is starting to come out as to more specifically what happened with these guys who shot her dog walker. The initial reports is that this guy was shot 4 times in the chest. Turns out that's not the case. He was shot 1 time. Cops said that he's in stable condition. But wouldn't you know it, a neighbor from across the street got the whole thing on Ring doorbell video. And the guy...
it's still sad.
Listen, I don't want anyone to get shot.
No, what?
But have you seen the video?
I just, it's funny you're talking about this now because I watched it like 5 minutes before showtime. And the guy's cute. The dog walker, of course, he's gay.
Well, I don't see, you can tell he's gay by what happens before and after he gets shot.
I've been shot!
I mean, that's before he gets shot.
Is he
they
like
just
being
run out?
3 guys pop out of the car.
Okay.
Stop laughing.
I can't. It's funny.
Stop laughing.
What do you mean? Then he should have done that if he didn't want me to laugh. Stop laughing. First of all, he's not dead.
Shouldn't have done it.
Oh, come on.
I know how you would sound if you got shot.
I have seen multiple people get shot, and they did not make noises like that.
This guy
is not funny.
Who's trying to... That is hilarious. Yes, I'm not saying it's funny he got shot. His cry for help is hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Here's the thing, though. I think in that moment... You don't know what sound's going to come out of you. Like,
right.
You have no clue what sound's going to leave your throat.
But he was making the noise before he got shot.
But he's in such shock that he's probably just, you know.
And he sounds like a guy that's...
Okay,
like,
it's still funny.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you surprise him with flowers, he's going to squeal like this. Like, he's an excitable boy.
The fact that the noises he was making were the same before and after he got shot. So, yeah, that you might not want that video out there, by the way.
Why?
Well, it's like the old Chappelle bit, you know? It's like they get the 911 call you, and you're like, I just crap myself, and then your friends are playing it, making fun of you. Hey, man, did you crap your pants? Because, listen, I'm sure, you know, if you're working for Lady Gaga, nobody's going to look at you twice over something like that, but it's a funny sound. I'm glad the guy's okay. It's still a crime.
It's sad, but also
there's
funny. Humor to it. Yes.
The FBI is looking into this now.
Well, yeah, she's rich and famous.
It's not even that. They think it might be in retaliation for her singing at Biden's inauguration.
Oh.
These are guys. Listen, I don't know if you're on Parler or something, but these are clearly guys who were Danny Trejo's in on this too, and he's like, they were clearly targeting Lady Gaga's dog walker. This wasn't a random thing. These guys don't pop out of a car and go, hey, there's a couple of French bulldogs. I heard that those are really high in demand. Like, you're following Lady Gaga's dog walker. You're finding out she's got some, you know, and now there's a $500,000 reward for the whole thing.
All right, third impeachment, here it comes.
But the video, they were like...
Trump incited
they were like,
dog walk shooting.
Yeah, now you're really going to see some people take notice. But yeah, so all the article, blood-curdling screams of Lady Gaga's dog walker. I'm like, I mean, are they blood-curdling? But anyway, Ryan Fisher, they say he's in stable condition. They shot him 1 time when he's walking Lady Gaga's 3 French bulldogs.
It reminds me of The Simpsons where Bart breaks his leg. They get a pool, and before he even gets to enjoy the pool, he breaks his leg, and he spends all summer inside watching everybody else have fun, and he goes a little crazy. And then Ned Flanders, he suspects him of killing his wife, and he says he hears a woman scream from the house, and then later you find out that it was Ned Flanders who screams like a woman.
Oh, yeah. Stupid, sexy Flanders.
We're not busting down doors, but we just know people that deal with dogs. People don't just drive around and say, hey, look, there's 2 dogs. So they targeted her. You know, the police, they have a lot of stuff to do. So The dog napping is like 8th on the list. The shooting of this guy is like, wait a minute. That means these guys are total amateurs. Tragic.
So he was tweeting Lady Gaga and saying, hey, we got you out here, and don't you worry about it.
I've fallen down a cliff. I'm still alive, but I'm very badly injured. I think my legs might be broken, but I'll try to stand up. Ah! Yes, they are broken. Perhaps you could toss me a Band-Aid or some antibacterial cream. I'm in an extraordinarily large amount of pain. The bone has gone through the skin. I fear it might be gangrenous. The wound is beginning to smell a little like almonds, which is...
It's beginning to smell a little like almonds.
I used to say that line every time I got hurt. Because I was pretty young when this came out, so whenever I got hurt, I would always be like, it smells like a little like almonds.
It's not good. Please? No one?
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he get shot in the first one, too? Mustafa? Doesn't Will Ferrell? Isn't he like down in a hole or something?
He gets dumped into like a fire pit.
Is that what it
very
is?
badly burned, yeah.
Very badly burnt. Right. I'm still down here.
You ever catch anything for doing that voice and everything?
Who, Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Well, doing what voice?
He's doing kind of a stereotypical voice.
Of what? An Indian guy? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't get that. It didn't sound like Apu to me. He's just like...
It's not Apu, but it's...
Be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure. Gentlemen, let's get down to business. We've got a lot of work to do.
Someone help me. I'm still alive, only I'm very badly burned.
Very badly burnt. So Lady Gaga's dog walker is doing fine. Well, I mean, he's in stable condition, they said, but still. I mean,
not a curse word. Not one.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know how you're going to react in that
It's a shriek.
situation. Yeah.
It's not even a scream. It's a shriek.
What if he was like trained in self-defense and he was just kicking their asses but also screaming like that the whole time? Like they're coming at him and he's just like karate chopping them, just be like, ah! Ah!
That's just his key.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand how this isn't a red flag for like all celebrities now. Like, you can't send your assistant out like without people watching you. You can't send your dog walker out.
It might be.
Like, it's sad. Like, does everyone have to have a bodyguard now? Everyone have to be strapped? Like,
Alan, listening to part of your show yesterday, I hoped you retract your statement about Lady Gaga's dog walker having anything to do with her dogs getting stolen. Because I said maybe he was in on it, then, you know. If you watch the horrifying video posted, you will see he is an innocent victim in a violent crime.
He's so cute.
He's pleading for help. I can't see what he looks like in that video, though.
I don't see...
There's another
a picture of
video.
him.
There's a picture of him, and then there's also a video of him from like a helicopter where they're looking down on him, and you can kind of
like
see
the
him.
KTLA traffic chopper or whatever.
That's embarrassing.
But they got a good zoom on that thing, man. They're like right there.
That is something I would not like. I'm laying on the ground bleeding out, and they're like, and we seem to have a guy that he is down and out.
But at least it's there.
And I'm like,
not.
yeah, guys, can you get me off live news? Can you like help me? I'm just laying there, arms askew.
Land the chopper.
Throw a ladder down.
And they like switch over to. They're like, it's a little dark, so we're gonna go to our thermal camera, and as you can see, he has wet himself.
I am shocked and dismayed that people didn't readily come to his aid after he was screaming for help. Yeah, especially since if you weren't paying attention, you would think it was a small child that was out there and in danger.
Hey, look at his shoes. He wore that, and he's Lady Gaga's dog walker.
Yeah, it was disturbing that people have no compassion or urgency. Sincerely, a happy pug owner.
And
Well,
apparently
I'll
a little
take that.
monster.
I'll take your word for it.
Someone, you were talking bad about pugs yesterday.
I'm just saying that I don't understand the appeal of pugs. Tiny, allegedly cute dogs that just snort and drool and make these noises. And, you know, so listen, you should have the animal that you want to have. So if that's the one for you, Godspeed. But yeah, listen, if you hear someone screaming after getting shot outside your door, it's not like, I don't think anyone should be surprised that every nearby person didn't throw their door open and run to help.
It also
That's
happened
kind of
very
how things
quickly.
play out. Yeah. especially when you think that there's a klaxon siren going off on your street. Oh my God, that was a guy? I thought it was just the LAPD driving by. I thought those were the sirens. No, it was a guy. Oh, okay. Well, let me call the police. I got a break. If you want to get a text in here, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for a bunch of other stuff, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7.
1007 to join us live. 800-348-1007. Cavaliers off tonight. They're in Philly tomorrow night. Play the 76ers. I guess it'd be weird if they were in Philly to play somebody else. But that's how it's laying out. So 7 o'clock tomorrow night is when you're going to get Cavs basketball here on MMS. Of course, you can listen on the iHeartRadio app as well. I do forget to mention that because it didn't used to be the case that you could hear Cavs basketball on the app. But this season you can. And so if you are, whatever you're doing, you want to hear Cavs basketball, you can hear it on the app. So tomorrow night against the Sixers in Philly, they're on a 2-game win streak. Let's see how the Phillies. Sixers are doing considerably better than the Cavaliers right now. But any night of the week, you can be a champion. It's safe to say. So 7 o'clock tomorrow night, that pregame will start here on MMS around 6:30. Nice write-up for Mary's debut album by John Benson at the Chronicle Telegram.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody sent us a photo of that. What is that, the Illyria paper?
I think
The Chronicle
it was down near
Telegram?
Akron.
No, I think
That's
it's
the
over
Beacon
here.
Journal.
Oh.
The Canton Register, maybe? Akron Beacon Journal. I think the Chronicle is Illyria.
I think it's
Lorraine.
Illyria.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
So
John's a good guy. He's a real booster for us. So.
Yeah. He called me. He was like, hey, we was sure.
Well, there you go. Thanks, John. The people who write the articles don't pick the headlines, so it's not
Right.
John's fault. I thought it was a really clunky headline, though. The byline. Comic thrilled by anticipated debut album. That just seemed really, maybe it just sounds weird to my ear.
You just don't know anything about print media, Alan.
Comic thrilled by, I know how words work. Comic thrilled by anticipated debut album.
Thrilled with? Excited for?
No, not even that.
I'm
I
saying
think
thrilled by, I think, is what's throwing you off.
thrilled by anticipated. I don't know what's throwing me off.
I don't know either.
You could be right.
Thrilled for, I think, would make more sense, right?
I don't know. It was anyway. Thank
you very much.
There you go.
It's
Thank
very
you.
sweet.
Yeah.
No,
if you get that paper or whatever, flip through and find the accent section, which I assume is like the entertainment pages, and then you can find the article on Mary's Hillbilly Bougie, which is out today and available for order. If you didn't pre-order it, you can now order it.
Regular
you can
order.
presently buy it and just get it.
I sent you guys the screenshot. Someone texted me or sent me on Instagram. They were talking with their husband, and he texted her and was like, "Did you order something called Hillbilly Booty off of iTunes?" And she didn't respond. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna delete it, or I'm getting a refund for it now." And she was like, "No, I did that on purpose. It's not called Hillbilly Booty. Please stop." That made me laugh so hard.
Why do they have the same account, by the way?
I don't know.
Do people do that? I see people who have this, like married couples, older married couples who have the same Facebook account.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you don't have, I get what you're doing, but it's like, what's the point?
Well, or if they
But like for
only
an
want to
iTunes
pay for
account,
one,
yeah, they want to
maybe.
pay for, and they just have it all synced on all their devices.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
That's
That'd
what
be
gets
my
people
guess.
in trouble. If there's
Well,
something,
that's right.
If there's
Buying
anything hinky
Hillbilly
going
Booty,
on.
you go, what's going on here? You're trying to switch teams on me? I'm not enough man for you.
so interested in hillbillies that have booties. I don't understand.
Alan Cox Show After Hours line, by the way, you can always call us there. It is 216-986-8903.
Hey guys, this is Brian and Kent. I just had a little bit of devotion to accuracy from the show from 2 days ago. Bill said that they've only been calling it the Ohio State University for about 4 to 5 years. They have been calling it the Ohio State University since like 1874, according to Google. I really appreciate him saying that because I played that segment back for my mother, who's an Ohio State alum. And listening to her scream at the radio is probably the best thing I have heard since the beginning of the pandemic. Your show is obviously included in that. I appreciate it, and you guys do a mediocre job at best. Hit show. Love you. Bye.
Bill, oh my God. His mother screamed like Lady Gaga's dog walker when you intimated that they hadn't been calling it that for very long.
All right, so
here we go.
That is part of it. Like it has been that, but they like when it comes to sport, I can't remember what it was, but I remember them saying like a few years ago that it was the Ohio State University, and that's like, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on it real quick because I can't remember my sources, but I know this change is recent.
I thought that was only recent that they were trying to get the patent on it. That's a couple of years old.
That might be what it was.
I think that's what you're thinking of, that they tried to get it to be the Ohio State University on everything. And that's when, because I think we made fun of that on this show.
I've made fun of a million things with respect to Ohio State University.
You just made fun of a guy that got shot.
It's hard to. Yeah. Well, did you hear him scream?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I've lived in a lot of cities, in a lot of states, and I have never seen a group of people who have such an unhealthy attachment to their alma mater. He said that his mother screamed at the radio at the temerity, Bill, to say that the Ohio State University.
One of the Ohio State universities. Is that better?
Yeah, I guess. I'm fascinated. A decade in to my life in Ohio, fascinated by how seriously people take the fact that they went to Ohio State University.
I don't care.
That they're very, very upset if you don't treat it with the alleged proper respect that it deserves, I guess.
Do people who went to satellite campuses also do that? Do they
Oh,
like,
they do
yeah,
it-
I went to
they
the Ohio
overcompensate.
State University Mansfield. Like, do they, like
No, they leave the Mansfield off.
They don't even
for
let you
sure.
know. Okay.
Like Tusk Branch or something like that.
Yeah.
No, they never do that.
Tusk Branch.
But people,
I went to University of Michigan,
Satellite.
Flint.
yeah.
the diehard Akron people always just get pissed when like someone would come to their campus. They're like, "Oh, I'm on the campus of Akron University." They're like, "Actually, it's the University of Akron." I'm like, "Okay, listen. I understand that you guys are like, I understand when OSU people say that, the Ohio State University, but it's Akron. Like, come on,
fine.
listen."
Well, no, it is called the University of Akron. It's literally not called Akron University. That's the
but it
name of
was
the
up
school.
until a time, and everyone knows
But
what
the
you're talking
school's
about.
name is not the Ohio State University. People who went there call it that.
But there's
And that
Ohio
has-
University, and then there's the Ohio State University.
No. Ohio University is different than Ohio State University.
I know that.
The people who went there but when somebody goes, I went to Akron University.
There is no other Akron University.
Right.
Everyone knows that
but all
it's the
I'm
University of Akron.
Understood. All I'm saying is there's a difference between misnaming the school and adding something to it because it is the most important thing that has ever happened to you in your life.
And
that
really-
you went to Ohio State.
Okay, so they applied.
Like, I don't feel that way about my alma mater. I don't get all gooey in the shorts. I barely follow Northwestern sports. And I paid a lot of money to go there. And I got 2 useless degrees that I have never used professionally. And I don't get that gooey in the shorts for it.
I dropped out of UT and I'm like,
Yeah!
I'm sorry. That's the school that I quit. Thank you. It's called the University of Toledo. I don't know if you've heard of it.
So
Yeah.
they applied for a patent on the word "the," and that's what lost.
That was in, what, 2018 maybe?
2019
Oh, wow.
is when it was.
So they were rejected.
When they ruled on it,
They wanted
yeah.
to copyright the Ohio State, and they
Yeah.
it was rejected. I wonder why,
They wanted
though.
to patent "the."
The word
word "the."
THE.
Well,
Yeah.
you would copyright it. You wouldn't patent it.
But they were trying to patent it for.
Patent what? Patents are for, like, inventions and things.
Patents are for. I don't know.
Language is copywritten.
They're talking about patents.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just not sure what they mean by that. Anyway,
But they couldn't do it, so that's the thing. So, lady, you're wrong. It is not, according to the patent office, the Ohio State University. It's just some dumb university that you're too attached to.
I guess his mom's screaming at the radio. I mean, I do appreciate him taking the time because obviously he wanted to just stop his mother's banshee wailing at the mere notion that the word "the" might not be on there. But there are other state universities in this state,
No,
correct? There aren't.
That's the only one.
Is there a Toledo State University?
I was being sarcastic. I don't know. It's just University of Toledo, University of Dayton.
Do you get pissed?
State
Miami
University,
of
Cleveland
Ohio.
State
Oh,
University.
yeah. Why am I not thinking of the ones closest to here?
That's what I'm saying. Well, I was taking
Bowling Green State University.
I was.
Yeah, okay.
Is that called Bowling Green State University?
BGSU, yeah.
Okay.
BGSU,
Oh, BGSU, right.
Yeah.
Do you get pissed when people were saying like Toledo University?
We didn't really hear that a lot.
Okay.
There's Kent State University.
That's what he said. It was a half hour from here. And I'm like, yeah, what about Dayton?
Central State University. You ever heard of that? In
Yes.
Wilberforce, Ohio?
It's tiny.
But what a great name for a town. Why didn't they call it Wilberforce University?
State was too clunky.
Yeah, but Central State is CSU. So they go, oh, you went to Cleveland? No. Go Vikes? No, I went to Wilberforce. What a great Wilberforce. BGSU Firelands. Wright State.
That's
in
near Dayton.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
The Air Force Base. Youngstown State University. Shawnee State. You know where Portsmouth, Ohio is? Kent State of Ashtabula.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Findlay a state university? Or University of Findlay?
No clue. UC Claremont in Batavia, Ohio. Ever heard of that?
No.
Clark State College in Springfield. Rhodes State College in Lima. So many colleges. But everyone...
Ohio has a ton.
If you were like, woo! Lima! If you were, Kent State Geauga! Nobody does that. It's just for OSU.
Kent State Geauga, Alan.
Yeah. I went to the Kent State Geauga. That's what every college in this state should do, is put the on the front. Go, fine, OSU. That's a good idea. We're going to do that too. Why not up ourselves unnecessarily? Let's just do that. I went to the Marion Technical College. How do you like that?
I went to the Barber College.
There you go. The Stark State College.
The University of Phoenix Online.
In North Canton.
I went to the DUI school.
What's the DUI school?
If you get a DUI, you have to go to traffic school.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Traffic school. That's just like a morning, right? It's like detention.
No, they make you stay in a hotel for a weekend.
They put tape over your door so you can't leave?
That's not true.
I swear.
I thought you sat in a classroom for 3 hours and they showed you a movie.
No.
When you get your third DUI,
you're sequestered like a juror at the OJ trial?
It is a weekend. You have to go spend a weekend in a hotel with other delinquents, and you put tape over your door so you can't bust out.
That sounds like a very bad idea, full of all kinds of loopholes.
No, and
these are people who are driving drunk. They're going to find a way to get out of a hotel room.
I mean, I have no idea. I have multiple friends who have had to do this.
But you
multiple friends that had to do it.
I'm serious.
But you say had to, like it's a bad thing. They get put up in a hotel.
You're not allowed to go anywhere, and you
what?
have to do it 9. It's like a full day, a full work day of DUI class, 3 days in a row.
So you can't even have a pizza delivered.
No, I don't know about that.
If you can't snap the tape.
I think you might have to bring everything with you.
So you have a pizza delivered, and you tell the guy, "Hey, very carefully pull the tape off the door, because I can't do it. Right? Very carefully pull the tape off the door."
My buddy had to do one 2 years ago, and he brought enough food for the 3 days.
Wow, I thought they just put you in like a classroom at CCAC or something.
No.
What is it? It's not CCAC. It's what's the community called? Tri-C. Sorry.
Tri-C. No, it's a full weekend.
Wow, I didn't know. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I think it was like the Breakfast Club and it's on a Saturday morning and they show you movies?
I did that. I had to go to a remedial driving course because I had 11 points on my license. So that's
driving school.
A remedial driving course, not driving school. This is, hey, you messed up. You have too many points on your license. If you attend this 4-hour class, you get 2 points knocked off.
Right, but that's not a DUI thing.
No.
So the DUI school is they go, we're going to send you to the sticks and put you in a Marriott, and then for 3 days or 2 days or whatever, for 9 hours.
Comfort Inn.
Yeah.
Right, Comfort Inn.
It's not a Marriott.
Well, Marriott's got a low-end chain, too.
Days in.
Yeah. The Fairfield or whatever.
Yeah, you have to pay for it, too.
Wow.
That's why, DUIs are so expensive.
Alan, mine was at a campground in Cabins. Ooh. We called it DUI camp.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, imagine going camping and not being able to drink.
Or do anything.
I had no idea that that's what it was. That seems very expensive for the state to foot the bill for
that. They don't. You have to pay for it.
Oh, you pay for it?
Yes.
Oh, so you got to pay to go.
Yes, or you go to jail.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, well, that makes sense.
That's why DUIs cost like $10,000.
Well, then why do people love them so much?
I don't know, Alan.
Oh, boy.
I tried real hard. I somehow made it out without one after years and years of blackout drinking.
Yeah, I can't believe you never had one.
Dude, it's one of those. That's why I quit.
Talk about being born under a good sign.
My goodness. It's a Sagittarius thing.
Yeah!
Quit while you're ahead.
That's exactly what it was.
You got very lucky.
Because I was like, I'm going to hurt somebody, hurt myself, or lose my license. That's what's about to happen next.
Alan, the hotel is for your first DUI. Okay. I guess the multiples are like, no, you're not going to.
Well, no, that's when you get house arrest.
We're going to meet you in a parking
time.
lot. Yeah, but again, we've gone over this before.
Like
but
7 DUIs.
There are people running around with 10 DUIs. Like, no wonder people are poor.
Yeah.
The 3-day DUI program is no joke. Total lockdown. Police officer searches everything.
Told ya.
If food is delivered, it's delivered to the front desk. Yeah, but how do you get it in your room if there's tape on the door?
A cop probably gives it to you.
Oh, the cop brings it
Yeah.
in. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I'd be ordering pizzas every 5 minutes. If I'm paying for it.
Screw it at this point. I'm already out $5,000.
So you're at a DUI thing, and the cop is essentially your concierge.
Copper Eats.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Camp Drinky Drivey, somebody calls it. All right, well, sure. It's $1,000. Man. You would have spent less than that on Ubers, by the way.
Yes.
And somehow no one figures this out.
No, they're just drunk. Like, I'm the best drunk driver. You don't know me. I watch me drive. I know stop signs.
Again, I could have maybe understood before the age of Uber. It can be real hard to get a cab, especially in this town. But, man, I mean, I just don't get the point. I don't understand. How am I going to get my car home?
Gonna get it tomorrow.
Maybe get a bus pass or something. Man, I opened my door and then proceeded to pull off everyone's tape so that they wouldn't know who opened the door. See, this is what I'm saying. You got a hotel
they had
floor
to have gotten
full.
caught.
Come on.
I mean, there's cameras in the hotel. They can see who comes out first.
Drunk drivers are people, but not in the hallways.
Yes, that's where the cameras are. There's no cameras in your room. There's cameras in the hallways.
What I'm saying, but there aren't cameras trained on every door.
No, they're at like either end.
Yeah. So you can see the hallway.
So you can see about where they come
Put
out.
a ball cap on or a ski mask or something.
But they still saw where you came out and they know your room.
312, yeah.
Oh, I see.
I'm having a hard time with this.
Well, because I can't figure out people who just have to make life difficult for themselves. I don't understand that. Life's already tough enough. And to just throw tacks in the road in front of you, I don't get it.
Addiction.
I say that to my wife all the time. You know, we'll be doing something with our daughter, and it's like we're trying to get her to bed, or I'm not going to give you a good example here, but I'll just get her to where I want her, and then Gwen will say something like, "Do you need anything?" You know, and she'll be like, "Yeah, can I have?" I'm like, Gwen throwing tacks in the road again. You know what I mean? Like we almost got her there, and
had to ask about water.
Had to, yeah, right. Yeah. She's trying to be sweet.
But limit the options. You don't give a kid too many options. You give them 2 options, and one of them is a bad one.
Like it or lump it. So I just don't understand people that are making life difficult for themselves.
Well, a lot of people have drinking problems. It's not that they
want
to go out and get a DUI.
It's not that they have a drinking problem. It's that they have a driving problem. A lot of people have drinking problems, but they don't get behind the wheel of a car. Yeah. Is my point. They don't.
I mean, yes, there are some responsible drinkers, but I feel like the people, I don't know, I'm not going to make a blanket statement about everyone who has a DUI. And it's hard for me to understand not from an alcoholic's point of view.
No, you can literally make a blanket statement about everyone has a DUI. They were drunk and got behind the wheel of the car.
So my point is, those people are the people who are like, I drive great when I'm drunk. Or like, it's not the first time they're doing it, it's the first time they're getting caught. This is a habit for those type of people.
Okay, fine. All I'm saying is it's... Who knows how you made it not getting caught, right? But these people end up spending $1,000 to be at the Comfort Inn for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. It's wild. The DUI school price is based off your income.
Either way, if you make less money, $500 is going to hit you hard, you know?
If you're making a ton of money, you know people to get you out of the DUI in the first place. Hey, Michael, hello. I knew all the degenerates would fill up my phone lines. What's going on, Michael?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just got I had to do a 3-day weekend last year.
Yeah.
It was, technically, it was my second DUI. The way they arrange the laws now, that nothing comes off your record. I got a DUI when I was 17. I mean, I'm 38 now, so I got the DUI when I was 36. And they were like, 18 years, it doesn't matter. We're still charging you with the second DUI. But I went out with some friends, and they were driving. They drove me home. I got in my car to go to work. The next morning, got pulled over, and they were like, I still smell alcohol, and charged me with a DUI. So it really doesn't matter. This was the morning after.
So it had less to do with your alcohol content and just more to do with you got a cop with a really amazing sense of smell.
And an incredible sense of humor.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But, I did my weekend at a Holiday Inn. I didn't want to be lumped in with like 3 or 4 other people in one room, so I just paid. It cost me $560.
Oh, they're doing 2 to a room too?
Yeah, you can have partners.
Oh.
2 and 3 to a room. So I'm like, nah, I want my own.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah,
if I could swing it.
$60.
Yeah.
And when that was done, they finally gave me my car back. That was another like $700 to get that out. And then they put the breathalyzer in it. That was $100 a month.
You have to pay for all of it.
I know. It's just so stupid.
Yes. It's a waste of money.
All right. Thank you, Michael. I got to take a break here, but I got other people on hold. So if you can hang, I'll get to you. 35192 if you want to text. Next chance to grab that $1,000 if you're listening for it is going to show up around 4:30 is when the next time I'll have one of those keywords for you. So you can listen for that, and you can listen to us anywhere you are in the iHeartRadio app.
From the Universal Windows Direct.
broadcast history.
It's not good.
The Alan Cox Show.
It is
bad. On 100.7
WMMS.
216-578-1007. 800-348-1007 to join us live. 35192. Want to send me a text. Cavaliers off tonight, but in Philly tomorrow night to play the 76ers. That will start tip-off at 7, so your pregame coverage starts here at 6:30 tomorrow night on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen to the games there as well. Hey, Tim.
Hey, it is true, but you got two to a room, and I got stuck with a 20-year-old Colombian soccer player.
This is
Penn State University.
This is Camp DUI. Where was you? I said this is Camp DUI for the people who weren't with us before the break. But so you were with a guy who went to Penn State.
No, Kent State.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my question. I'm like, where the hell was this? Oh, Kent State. Okay.
Yeah. Penn State. And when they lock you in there, if the other person decides to go out, if they break the tape, you both get popped. And I believe you get 7 days in jail. They double your amount of time you're going to do. So that sucks.
Well, because somebody texted me and they said I did one about 10 years ago, and the classes were a drop in the bucket to the embarrassment of every morning get a knock on your door, hearing the tape ripped off, and the teacher yelling, "Tapes off," down the hallway.
Yeah. And then they take your phone. They're right out of the rip. I saw this one girl in tears. She's like, "You gonna take my phone?" They take your phone. You don't get your phone the whole weekend. And then you're not allowed to use the pool or the gym. So you'll go walking by and you'll see like families swimming in the pool. You're like, really?
Well, yeah, because this texter also said that when they took their class, it coincided with the local high school prom. And so they were watching parents wheeling carts in with prom dresses and cases of beer to kids' rooms after you guys are doing 10 hours of class.
And it's a weekend. Yeah, I was the one I did. It was like 75 degrees out and perfect, but you're not allowed to go outside either. You got to do classes from the morning till like 9 o'clock at night, and then they tape you up.
Man.
That's it.
Do you at least get the rewards point from the hotel?
I think so.
I have 4,000 DUI Marriott points that I'm going to go to Cancun with the Cruz family. Right. All right. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. So I was thinking about this in the break because, listen, I'm no saint, but it occurred to me that I have been a public figure for my entire drinking life.
Yes.
So that's probably more to do, like I didn't start drinking until I was 26, right? Because there were a lot of times I was taking a cab to go back to the club Saturday morning to get my car.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I still think I don't get why people would put themselves in a position to have to spend that much money if they get pinched.
But you're not thinking about that. When you're drunk and you're driving, you're like, I got this. I'm only a mile from my house. I'm not that drunk. You're not thinking, what if I get a DUI?
But I'm just saying.
That never crosses your mind.
No, but what I just told you, there were a million times I was blotto and did not get behind the wheel of my car.
It's just not you.
I guess not.
That's just, you a lot of people make that decision in the first place. Say, I'm not going to drive. If I'm going to drink, I'm not going to drive.
Or they're Uber to the bar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I would do with all these like events that we do. Having Uber has been the best thing. So that you go, I'll either have a friend drop me off or I'll take an Uber, and it's so much more worth it.
And also, what I was alluding to, I also did not want to be publicly embarrassed.
Oh yeah,
that was a big part of it.
But turns out you can also get drunk and arrested, and you don't have to be driving. You can just be drunk.
And pepper sprayed and the whole thing.
And it can be one of your top tracks on your album of that year.
Alan, it's amazing how out of touch you can be sometimes with things that normal people go through. I guess, when we mention DUI, I get a lot of feedback from people. So, okay, I know people are doing these. It's not like I don't know they happen. It just is so avoidable.
Mm-hmm.
So avoidable. I don't understand why people make life tougher for themselves.
Because it's not what you're thinking about. Pregnancies are also avoidable. But in the moment, you're like, I don't need to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's not me either.
I know.
Because you go...
You're a cautious guy.
Well, I am.
Not a lot of people are.
It served me well.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a little bit cautious. Taking an Uber. Putting a Jimmy hat on. Whatever, right? Oh, it feels so
wearing
good.
a Jimmy hat in the Uber. You don't know what's going to happen.
Of course. That might be one hot driver I got.
Wrap up.
He speaks English. The whole thing. Hey, Brian, hello.
Hey, Alan, hate the show.
Thank you. What's up?
So calling in to clarify a little bit on the Ohio State thing, if you guys care about dropping back to that.
Sure.
So I'm an alumni, so we kind of, I don't know, we've got it ingrained in us a little bit. So the whole thing, the official name of the school is actually the Ohio State University. I think it goes back to when the school was founded. It was agriculture or something, so they changed the name. Why they decided to put the in the name, I'm not sure. Probably has something to do with OU. Ohio University was older. But so it is officially a name. The whole thing with the patents or copyright was, I think, just so they could sell T-shirts and have them branded their own thing.
somebody emailed me and said that what they wanted to do was they were trying to make sure that they were the only school that could use the, so it couldn't be like the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
That was, that's even dumber. Hey, we want to be the only school that uses an article of speech before our name. Okay.
I'm pretty sure there are other schools who have the in front of their names. As far as I know, I couldn't think of one right off the top of my head. But
how about the University of Akron?
True, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's officially their name, but like if you look on like my diploma and other things, it is the.
Sure.
And but it's still kind of, I think, a stupid thing. But I think it was basically they wanted to be able to sell their shirts and other things that just had the, so another school wouldn't try to do it. So yeah, Michigan or.
And let me ask you this, since we are something not having to do with anything with the name, but let me ask you this, and this might be a semantic argument, but we are evolving as a society and as a culture. Brian referred to himself as an alumni. Obviously, he's an alumnus. He's not plural. He's an alumnus. An alumni would be plural. However, if your pronouns are them and they, can you refer to yourself as alumni?
Difficult question.
He only went to Ohio State, so he's not going to be able to answer this.
All right. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the call. All right. Well, something to consider. I don't know. I'm trying to keep up with everybody else. I want to be right there on the razor's edge, knowing what's going on and going with the flow, man. Hey, Colleen.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's going on, Colleen? Thank you. Hi.
Hey, I did the hotel jail, and I don't know how it is over Cleveland Way, but over like an hour west of Cleveland. So, the Sandusky area, I live in Huron, but the Sandusky area, it's not based on your income, and it's not $1,000. It's between $200 and $300, and there's no cop that's there. The instructor. And when you get there, well, they tell you don't bring your phone, so you leave your phone in the car or at home or whatever. They'd probably take it.
Well, it definitely, just based on all the different responses I've gotten from people, it clearly differs from place to place how they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but the instructor, you take everything out of your suitcase, put it on the bed, and the instructor kind of goes through, your stuff, make sure there's no drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. But
do the ladies get the body cavity search for looking for the airplane bottles?
I asked about that, but they wouldn't do it. So.
She's like,
she requested one.
Like, come on, check me.
Yeah, get your miner's helmet on and give me a gander. Was that your one and only DUI, Colleen?
You get everything you want.
Yeah, was that your one and only DUI?
You want,
Okay. Thank you, Colleen. I appreciate the call. Jose. Hello, Jose.
Hey, how's it going, Alan?
How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Listen, I know you guys are talking about something totally different, but I just wanted to ask you and see what you thought about the Democrat. A few, I don't know how many there are, seems to be a letter that they've written expressing their views and thinking that Biden should step down because of his mental state. Have you heard that yet?
Wait, what? No. What is this? I guarantee you Democrats didn't write that letter. I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure.
No, it is.
I'm sure it's something that Fox News wrote and is getting out.
No, I do most of my own reading. I do read different
Joe, Jose, you're cutting out. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to talk about the minimum wage or something. I know they're still trying to fight for that change in the minimum wage because they're essentially killing that from that COVID bill, but that fight is not over. So they're still talking about that and trying to figure out what they're going to do. Joe Biden's in a tough spot, by the way, because he's like, well, we're going to respect the Senate rules on the minimum wage ruling. So on the one hand, here's a guy who's trying to restore kind of order and protocol and structure to a government that desperately needs it after 4 years of chaos.
Now watch me drop these bombs.
On the other hand, this guy was elected in a landslide. So he's got a mandate to deliver things that are, by the way, wildly popular with the public, including Republican voters, this COVID bill. And so they need to figure out how to use that power when they have it. You know, Kamala Harris could overrule this person in the Senate who says, you can't have the $15 minimum wage in there. But a lot of people ran on that. You can't run on stuff. You got 2 years to make things happen before the midterms. No matter what party's in power, you got 2 years. And if you run on that, then you go, couldn't make the minimum wage happen. Because you have companies that are fighting very hard against a raise in the minimum wage because they benefit from that. Not only in paying people less, but in subsidizing public assistance, essentially. If you work for Walmart, which, by the way, Walmart has been pretty good in some states at keeping the minimum wage up there. Costco raised the minimum wage to like $16 an hour.
Good for them. They've always been a pretty on the up company where their CEO doesn't take like a gargantuan salary, and they've always been pretty good to their employees and stuff like that. This is just another example of it.
But you figure, if you're a huge company like Walmart and you're trying to keep the minimum wage down, it's because we're subsidizing public assistance. And where are people going to use their WIC cards? They're going to use them at Walmart. So you got them coming and going if you're a company like that. And the other side of that coin is there are people, my father-in-law is a financial advisor. And he's largely apolitical. He's just a numbers guy. And I appreciate that about him, given the business he's in. He's just a data and numbers guy. And his take on it is basically, you're going to have a lot of people upset that unskilled labor is making $15 an hour, when there are people who are in skilled labor jobs that don't make that kind of money.
But they will.
But they will. And I understand what that means, but also it's kind of like, yeah, but there are so many more people working in unskilled jobs now. People working in fast food or whatever. These are no longer like
those
jobs
are the new
you have.
jobs.
These are no longer that you're right, factory jobs. These are no longer the jobs you get in high school and then go on, to get some amazing job down the road. These are, for some people, these are the only jobs they're going to have. So I don't know how that's all going to lay out. But, I was reading about in Japan, because of COVID, if somebody in your family dies from COVID, the Japanese government gives you like the equivalent of 44,000 American dollars. Like they pay your family. They give you a lot of money.
AOC just, they passed that law that families of people who die from COVID in the year 2020, I don't know if you guys already talked about this or not, they get $7,000, up to $7,000. You just have to have the receipts of whatever you spent.
How did they arrive at that figure?
I have no idea. But it's for any deaths in the year 2020 that are COVID. On the death certificate, it has to say that they died from COVID. But as long as you have the cremation receipts and all that kind of stuff, they'll fully refund your money.
Your dad died this year.
My dad died this year. Yeah, 2 weeks out.
Yeah, so now, granted, Japan has not had as huge a problem with COVID as some other countries have. And they're kind of trying to keep it that way. But they, the surviving family of any person who dies, I'm sorry.
What'd you do?
I screwed this all up. I misread this. Japan will give you that money if you die from the COVID-19 vaccine.
Oh.
Now, how would they determine that you died from the vaccine, by the way?
If you get sick after you get it?
Right, but if that happened over here, and there are people that will get sick from it, right? But over here, they'd be like, well, we don't know that you died from that. It could have all kinds of other things,
He did drugs in 1943, so probably not.
Right. And they'll even cover your funeral costs. I like that Japan, by the way, they're taking it so seriously, the whole coronavirus thing, that they created a new position in their government called the Minister of Loneliness.
Aww.
Because of people who are isolated and they want somebody to help people who are home alone. So they have designated, the Prime Minister of Japan designated someone as the Minister of Loneliness.
And it's not just because of COVID-19. It's because people are so isolated in Japan. And
it's a very weird culture.
They have a lot of suicide deaths.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do something about it.
I thought Minister of Loneliness was the new Chris Carrabba solo album, but that is in fact not what this is. Yeah, my ex-wife lived in Japan for many years, and it's a very complicated... Because this has a lot to do with they have a significant elderly population who live alone, and like once you no longer have any utility in society, they kind of set you to the side, kind of like we do here. But it's also this weird mix of where it's like a shame culture too, an insane work ethic because, everybody just works. You want to work nonstop and you want to make sure that you are working as hard as your compatriots, and you don't want to bring shame to your family. So it seems weird to me that for a culture that believes so strongly in ghosts, which Japan does, very superstitious, that you'd take better care of your old people, since they're going to be the next ghosts pretty soon. You think you'd want to take care of them.
But it's an honor to be a ghost, so you want to get them over that.
Is that what it is?
Being old sucks. Being a ghost is great. I don't know.
I like that Japan. I like that Japan has a Minister of Loneliness, and I got a busy signal on a mental health crisis hotline in America, where they're just like, "You're fine, just chill out."
We've got 350 million people in this country. All right, you'll be okay. Go find one of them.
I'm definitely putting together a Minister of Loneliness playlist this weekend, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Depeche Mode and
Minister of Loneliness,
Smith and Morrissey,
some Elliott Smith.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Carter.
Hey, Alan.
How are you?
Doing well. Yourself?
Hanging in, man.
Yeah, currently driving to my unskilled labor job right now. You guys talking about minimum wage. Might as well put in my 2 cents.
Okay. If all goes well, that's going to be worth 5 cents pretty soon, Carter.
Hopefully a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
A lot of people really don't understand that it really isn't, the teenage burger flippers in high school that, are working a lot of these jobs. I mean, when was the last time you went to McDonald's or another fast food chain and there was, a teenager working the cashier or working the window, something like that? Like, it's typically, people that are above the age of 25, people are dependent upon them. They have to provide for a family. They're single household income, maybe dual households. But, I mean, a lot of the working class in America is below the poverty line and is struggling. So it definitely is a very multifaceted issue.
Well, and that's the argument for raising it, because they say, look, because so many people have to be on public assistance, we are subsidizing that. So you're paying for it one way or the other. You know what I mean? That one of these Republican guys from Nebraska or something, he was like, when I was a kid, I worked for $6 an hour, and people were like, yeah, but if you adjusted for inflation, that would be $24 an hour today. So. And that they're not even going for that. They're trying to go for 15.
They don't like that. They don't like that analogy. But that's just my 2 cents as an unskilled entertainer.
Right?
What do you do, by the way, Carter?
I'm a college student, but I work a part-time job to, get a little cash on the side.
Yeah, I understand. What are you hoping to do? What are you studying?
I'm studying mechanical and aerospace engineering, actually.
Ah, beautiful. So, that's what my nephew does. He just moved out to Tucson. Just got a gig out there.
Nerd.
Awesome.
Yeah, well.
Hey, I wear it on my sleeve. I'm proud of it.
Good for you, Carter. Those are jobs worth moving for. So, okay, thanks, man.
Yeah. All right, have a good one.
All right, there you go. I got to check in with my nephew. My brother was really broken up because he's real tight with his older son, and he's the one that moved. And I was kind of checking into my brother. My youngest brother, his birthday's today, but my middle brother, his son's the one that moved out to Tucson. And I was like, my brother's like me. He's not going to be like, But I know they were real tight. So then when your kids start moving, that's got to be weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to take a break. If you want to shoot a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. If you want to watch, listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we'll be back.
No, hold on. No, stop it. We
416-578-1007. 800-348-1007. 35192 if you want to text. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio from outside of Ohio, tell me where you do that. Make sure you are on our map. Ray listens in Fredonia, PA. Craig's in Phoenix. Tom listens in Glendale, California. Tammy is in Tyler, Texas. Darren's in Honolulu. Juan is one of our bureau chiefs in Chicago. We were talking about speeding tickets yesterday. A buddy of mine at home texted me and said that on Monday, the city of Chicago is instituting the new 6 mile per hour speeding ticket law, which means if they catch you going anywhere above 6 miles over the speed, usually they used to give you
I think that's what it is.
No, it's like 9 or 10 was the buffer in a lot of places. 6 miles per, I've never heard of that.
I think it depends on what type. I've had so many speeding tickets. It depends on what kind of zone you're in. So if you're in a residential area that's 25, you can get a ticket going 31.
Okay.
I'm almost positive.
Well, this is wherever you are, because it's all about revenue, obviously.
The other thing is that a lot of places, or a lot of cops, if they're lazy, they'll clock you, I think it's at 14 miles per hour over. So if you're going, 74 in a 60, or if you're actually going like 78 in a 60, they'll clock you at 74 because they have to show up in court at 15 miles per hour.
What point?
Over.
Is that true?
I'm almost positive.
I'm sure a cop will call us and chew us out if that's not right.
I mean, that's
like,
just
listen, I may hit on young girls, but I do not do that.
That's what I've heard, is that a lot of times if you're like really speeding, they'll only put you at 14 unless you're like dangerous.
If you're calling attention to yourself, basically.
Well, I'm saying if you're going 80 in a 60,
right?
You know what I mean? Then you get like endangerment and all kinds of things like that. But like if you're going 76, they'll say that they only clocked you at 74. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that in the past.
What is the punishment for reckless op?
Fines and points on your license.
I was like, you're being reckless in like vehicular negligence or something like that, and they just give you a ticket.
I got a $180 ticket for going, I think it was 74 in a 60. I was on the highway. And the ticket was almost $200, and I got 2 points on my license.
Huh. See, that's why Poundcake sets the cruise control at the... Does your car have cruise control?
My car does not. My old car had cruise control. This car does not have cruise control.
This car's older than your former car?
It was. Yeah. Well, my dad helped me pay for my caliper. And what's funny is because that was like an 09, and that one had more problems with it. Like the car or the transmission would just cut out randomly.
I like how all of your cars, it's not that they're old, is that they aren't even made anymore. You had a Dodge Caliber, now you drive a Mercury Moulin.
Which is that one. This one is an 06.
06, there you go.
And I only asked the whole like reckless op thing, like if they just give you a ticket, because I didn't have a front license plate at the time where you had to have one. I didn't have it mounted on the front of my car. I had it like in the little dashboard area. So it was still displayed, just not on the front of my car. That ticket was $200. So someone get a reckless op ticket and it's $200. I'm like, punishment does not fit the crime.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And now you don't even need front license plates.
That's
anymore.
why you don't speed. Right, yeah. It was only a matter of time before they were going to get rid of those front license plates. Who needs them?
I always look at the time of the month. I'm like it's my period.
Tracking your cycle?
But like I look at the end of the month, I'm like, they're going to be out for their quotas. Does anybody else do that? I'm like, okay, it's end of February. Like,
or I'll see
I'm gonna
it
go super slow.
I'll see a bunch of people pulled over. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, it's the 30th.
I always thought that was like an old wives' tale.
It might be.
Like
it
an
could
urban
be.
legend.
And maybe you're just noticing it more when you like, you know what I mean? You're seeing what you want to see. You normally wouldn't pay attention, but I've
Alan,
been pulled over a lot.
It's 9 you're fine, 10 you're mine.
It was only 9?
A little shorthand there. I don't know.
I know girls with that same
moniker.
Ew.
That's right. You got it.
Ew.
I hope you mean on the scale of 1 to 10 and not age, Bill. He means 1 to 10, Mary. Not 10 years old.
Not inches?
If your girl has 10 inches, maybe you should...
Just labia.
Maybe you should reevaluate your situation.
But what was the face? Okay.
I was helping make the noises.
I didn't really hear the noises. I just saw the clapping of the... Yeah.
Alan, I had a 1990 Chevy Beretta and it had cruise control. How does Poundcake's car not have cruise control? Do you have manual windows too?
No.
Yeah, how does your car not have
I
cruise
bet it
control?
does. I bet you don't know how
It
to
might
use
just
it.
be broken too, though.
No.
I might have it.
You don't have a button on the steering wheel?
There is no button on my steering wheel.
Really? Look at you.
No, there's buttons on my steering wheel, but they're for like the radio and stuff. I maybe it's on a lever that I have to look at.
I bet your car has it.
There's no way it doesn't.
An 06?
An 06 Mercury Mulan.
I mean, I had an 02 Camry for a long time, and it had cruise control.
Okay.
Yeah. Look into it, because this way, you won't have to worry about speeding. Speed limit, cruise control.
But like I
typed that Mulan.
Let's get down to
Mulan.
business. I just rest my foot there. Like I just rest my foot there. It's no harm.
No, I understand. It's not a
honestly it's
a lot of work.
Driving to Akron a lot. You might want to figure it out.
I hear my mom in the back of my head every time I'm on the road when people pass me, because people don't just pass me; they pass me vigorously with anger, like, and then they just go right ahead of me, and I just think I'm like, they can afford a ticket. Mom, they can afford a ticket. They can afford a ticket. They can afford to get themselves out of a ditch.
But you're also don't want to put yourself in a position where you could get a ticket because you're not going with the flow of traffic.
I go the speed limit. I'm not going slower. I'm not going faster.
I understand. I'm just saying there are people who have gotten out of tickets because they're like, I'm going with the flow of traffic. I mean, even if you're going with the flow, you're not going to get pulled over.
But I don't go into. I'd take no unnecessary like lane changes. If I'm passing someone, that's the only time I get another lane. I stay in the same lane.
Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. People have been spotted in the water both today and yesterday. Their actions are for the town of Cork, Malina. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. People have been spotted in the water.
Alan, I have a 26 Kia Forte that doesn't have cruise control.
26.
2016.
Oh, I thought
2016 Kia Forte.
I have a 2017 Kia Forte that does have cruise control, so that must have been when they added it.
I have a 2009 Nissan Cube, and it doesn't have cruise control. Maybe some of these like budget cars, that's one of the things that isn't standard. They're like, well, it's there's no cruise control, but it's $9,000.
Maybe
like,
I have an
sold.
LX or
I'll
something.
take it. Yeah. That's what the CC in your car means.
Ah, the Kia Forte CC.
The all-new Kia Forte CC.
I bet Poundcakes does have cruise control. I bet it's just on. It's not where he's used to having it.
It's on the steering wheel. Someone's on the line and said, "I have the exact same car as you," and you're like, maybe again, I'm absent-minded, and there's no need for cruise control because I just rest my foot.
So are you just telling me now what Tyler's going to tell me?
I don't know where it is. He assumes that it's there.
Poundcake's telling me what the caller is calling to tell me. Did he basically paraphrase it for you, Tyler?
I did not think he was going to put me through. I was just trying to help him out because I'm not trying to cut him down.
All right.
But yes, you're absolutely right. Poundcake, I have the exact same model and year. I mean, it's a Milan Premier, but it's silver in color, but it's an 06, it's a 4-cylinder. It's got cruise control.
Maybe he doesn't have a Premier. Maybe it's not a Premier. Maybe it's a Maybe it's a Mulan matinee. Maybe it's got.
How many miles does your car have on it?
I let him go because who
doesn't
cares?
affect the cruise control.
No, not a Premier. It's a dollar theater.
Steering wheel left side.
Yeah.
Do you have heated seats?
No.
Okay.
No, I have a bunch of buttons on my steering wheel, so
You just
probably
never hit
haven't. I probably haven't paid attention to it.
Well, then you don't know if your car. You said very firmly, you're like, my car doesn't have cruise control.
Well,
and he goes, I got a lot of buttons. I don't know what they do.
My brother helped me modify my radio.
Just imagine all the amazing things you're going to find out your car has when you investigate those buttons.
Hey, there's a turn signal after all.
Hey, look at this. I can roll my windows down with the flick of a button.
Did you guys know that there's this blue stuff that sprays and cleans your windshield?
Oh my God, I've been reaching my arm out like a homeless guy the whole time.
Coffee on it.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, I've got this thing that's defrost. I don't know what I never have frost on my car.
Yeah. You guys don't pour like hot water on your steering wheel
steering
wheel. On the steering wheel?
On your windshield.
That's actually really unsafe because it can freeze quicker.
It'll crack, yeah.
And then
I
mess
know,
with the
Mary.
ice.
Do you have power locks? Or
Yeah.
you got the little pins?
Little nubs.
No,
little nubs.
Power locks.
Okay. Hey, Cody.
Hello?
What's going on?
He's got power locks.
I was just talking about calling in, and I heard you guys talking about speeding tickets and stuff, and I got a speeding ticket. like, I don't know, a month ago. I was doing 61 and a 35. And the cop didn't have to show up for court. And I did have to go to court for it. And it was a $35 ticket.
That's ridiculous.
The court costs were like 120 and the ticket was like 35.
Oh.
Man.
That was the first ticket I ever got.
He wasn't speeding while black. That's why.
No, I was not speeding.
SWB.
I was not speeding. Didn't have my front license plate.
Alan, my first car was an 81 Buick Riviera, and it had cruise control. Look at that.
My very first car, my 1992 Nissan Sentra, I believe had cruise control. Boy, that thing would push. I took that thing everywhere. Missed that car.
Nissan Sentra.
It was a good car.
It's another car they don't make anymore, right?
I think Sentras are still being made because I had one of those as my rental car a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
That was a good, reliable car.
Well, I feel like a lot of them that they don't make anymore they sell them to rental companies, and they're like, put these in the graveyard or whatever.
Yeah, but they only have them up to, and this is like a 2017 Sentra. I think Sentras are still being made.
Alan Cox Show After Hours line. You can always drop us a message there, whatever crosses the transom of your mind. It is 216-986-8903.
Hello. So I was talking to my neighbor, and by the end of the conversation, he thinks I'm a monster for eating macaroni salad sandwiches and potato salad sandwiches, much like people eat chicken salad sandwiches or egg salad sandwiches. And I'd like your input on that. Thank you.
Macaroni salad sandwiches and potato salad sandwiches.
My boyfriend did this. We went to an outdoor wedding in the summer, and it was catered by a barbecue place.
Yeah.
And he's vegetarian. So
Okay.
even the beans had like bacon in them.
Yep.
He was like, there was bacon all over the salad, or like, he's like,
He's just eating coleslaw.
He goes, is there anything I can eat here? And the lady was like, the potato salad doesn't have any. And he ate 3 potato salad sandwiches.
But why a sandwich?
Because they had buns, so he wanted something else. So he just made.
But not just off a plate?
No, he wanted a sandwich, I guess.
Wow.
He was
okay.
drunk too.
But he was under duress in
But
that
yeah,
situation.
he had no other options. But like as the night went on and they have the food out, by the third one, he was pretty drunk. He's like, these are pretty good. I think I might just eat. I'm like, you're not going to eat these all the time.
I mean, chicken salad is more kind of bonded together, whereas macaroni salad seems like it would be falling all over the place.
It's all nasty.
But I have never thought of that. To me, I'm like,
but I don't dislike it.
You gonna try it out?
If I'm drunk, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a drunk, like, let's soak up some alcohol situation.
Because I was on a huge egg salad kick about a month ago.
I still am.
And I got tired of everybody in my house complaining that the whole place smelled like farts all the time. So I stopped making my egg salad. But
what salad is it that white people always put raisins in and black people always talk about?
I think it's potato salad.
Potato
I've
salad.
never had it like that.
I haven't either. And I wouldn't like raisins in
don't put
potato
the
salad.
raisins in
No.
I like a more mustardy potato salad myself. I'm more. I mean,
German potato salad?
no, that's,
well, that's
warm.
vinegar.
And it's warm,
it's warm,
too.
yeah.
No, like grandma's potato salad. I know it's cheap and it's at the grocery store, but their mustard.
Oh, that's a brand, not your
salad.
own grandmother's potato salad.
No. It's like a little clear thing with a blue top, and it's grandma's mustard potato salad. And oh god, I love it. So good.
I like potato salad, but it's real hard to find that middle ground where it's either not just vinegar or not super mayo-y.
Try the mustard kind.
Okay.
Because it's
I don't like mayo and
it's a mix of mustard and mayo, but it's like it's yellow in color, so it's more mustard. It's oh god, it's so
a macaroni salad sandwich. I mean, to me, I would think like, why am I going to add bread to this? I just make it heavier, and I don't need the. Who needs the extra starch?
If you're trying to carbo load, carbs and starch.
Right, that's what
running a marathon the next day.
Yeah, getting ready for my running. All right, so, but his neighbor clearly not into it.
If you like it, then you do you. You're not hurting anybody.
Right. A lot of people sending me, we mentioned it before, but a lot of people sending me the article in the Elyria Chronicle about Mary. Her album is out today.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. Have you been looking in the breaks?
I have
If
been
it's moving
refreshing.
up or down?
We're up to 23.
Hey, every little bit helps.
I scheduled an appointment at Apple in Westlake just in case we get to 20, and I sent a picture to my boyfriend. I was like, you better get ready because we're going to do this
Oh,
today.
so to buy you the Apple Watch.
Yeah, no, it's so number 23 overall.
I forgot he was going to get to that. I was like, I don't think they'll care if your album, just you walk in and tell them.
I'm doing a pop-up.
I'm on your iTunes, bitch. What you got from me? Give me some free stuff.
Well, I don't get a year of Apple Music, nothing. No.
Nothing.
But yeah, it's super exciting. So I've moved up the charts on the overall charts, still number 1 on both the comedy charts on Amazon and iTunes, and then Billboard charts, I guess, come out Tuesday.
Yep.
They take a little longer to load and whatever. So we'll
It's going to
see.
be you and Bobby Shmurda.
Sure. I hope so.
All right.
But yeah, it's thank you to everybody. It's very, very exciting. And earlier today, I was reposting everyone who tagged me on Instagram that they were listening, and it's just like, I've been flooded. So I appreciate you guys sharing it. But I just might not repost
Should have
it
been
all.
faster. That's what she's trying to say.
I've been up since 5 in the morning.
You snooze, you lose. Anybody early in the day, you got reposted, but you latecomers not getting it done.
One more time for the people that might not be tech savvy, because Drunk Sue called and she was like, how do I get her album? I said, well, you download it on iTunes. She said, I don't know what you just said. So
Yeah, she's not using iTunes.
is there, she's probably more prone to
Figured
get
out how to watch the live stream.
A physical copy, maybe?
The physical copies have been ordered. I'm not going to get the actual real CDs until the end of March. So when I get them, I'm going to do, we're going to start pre-sales, I think, next week. Next Friday, I think we're starting pre-sales for CDs.
Because I actually want like a hard copy.
The hard
I want to
copies,
frame
yeah.
it, but I want you to sign it.
So we're going to start pre-sales for that next Friday, and then I should have them out to everybody by mid-April, is how the regular hard copy old school CDs are going to work.
And you're signing all of them?
Well, I think I'm only going to sign 250. I think I'm just going to number and sign the first 250. And
It's still a lot.
Yeah, it is. First come, first serve, and
You should sign a number of the first 5.
just the first 5. So I know for sure.
You don't want to make them too excessive. You want to make them a little bit rare.
Mhm.
Yeah, first 5.
I got the artwork for the physical copies. They're really cool. And the CD itself, I don't want to ruin it, but I'm so excited about it. It says like Hillbilly Bougie on the top, and then it looks like a beer, like foam on it.
Mhm.
They did a really good job with the artwork on it. And,
The label did all that?
Yes,
Did all the artwork?
they did
Yeah.
all that for me. Yeah. They're the ones who submitted it to everything. It's already starting to get play on Sirius. Oh, sorry.
People know it's a thing.
On XM.
I listen to it in the morning.
So if you see it, see my name pop up, that's super exciting too. So it's just been a really cool, very much needed day after yesterday.
Yeah,
So,
sure. Okay.
Yeah. Yesterday was a big heaping, sobbing, grieving day. And a lot of people reached out and was sending very nice messages. Yesterday was the worst day I've had since my dad died, where I think it's just like the culmination of 9 years in comedy and then my album coming out. And then next week I'm 2 years sober. So I've just been missing him and really wanting to share those accomplishments. And I just yesterday was not a good day. So I took the proper steps. I have an appointment with a therapist next Friday, so I actually reached out. I'm going to go to a therapist who specializes in grief and sobriety. So
Did you
that'll
get a
help.
busy signal first?
I did not get a busy signal first, actually. This phone number.
If you are suicidal, press 1.
No, these people were great. They it's actually through iHeartMedia.
Oh, it's that thing we sent. Yeah.
Yeah. One of our 19 bosses sent
Mhm.
it, and it was very sweet. And you call, and they take care of pretty much everything for you. Because I was crying and unable to really tell her what I needed, but they put you through to a licensed counselor immediately. So everyone who answers the phone are counselors, so they can kind of talk you down a little bit.
Ma'am, I can't understand you, but I'm getting the vibe that you need something. And so
Is that I just get so cry.
my dad is dead. I got a girl here who says her dad is dead and her first album is coming out.
I swear.
Are you familiar with? Where does that show up in the script? It's page 182 in the script.
I got some dog ears here that I got to flip back and forth between.
That's the purple tab in the binder. Dad's Dead debut album. It's under D, both of them.
Also sober. Where does that fall in? I was unloading on this lady, but she called the therapist. She made the appointment. They took care of everything for me and made it super, super easy. So I am getting the proper help that I will need. And I think having all day yesterday to be super, super sad.
But you're taking the proper steps. The therapist might suck.
The therapist might suck. You're also right.
And also, you're having a good day today, so who needs therapy?
Right.
It's all better.
Yes, life is good.
You're fixed.
Yeah, you're on a high. You'll never go back down. It's how it goes. You go high and you go higher.
That's right.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but their library is right at the end of my street. And I walked to go get some books on grief yesterday afternoon, just to pick up. A couple people recommended some. And on my way home, I walked past a donut shop, and I was like, man, I've been meaning to go here. And I walked in, and I'm talking with the lady, and I set my books down to pay for the donuts. And she was just trying to be sweet. And she picked up the books, and she was like, oh, what you reading? Like that.
Like they were beach reads or something.
Yes.
It's like, oh, it's a skinny girl series. All
And
right.
she sees like one, it's like coping after loss and like just these living after the death. It's just these very sad books. And
It's like, are these part of the Twilight series? I haven't read these.
Her face dropped so fast and she looked so embarrassed and like she went white. And I kind of looked at her and I was like, yeah, my dad died a month ago. That's why I'm getting a donut.
Oh, God. Oh, God. This poor
She had
woman.
no idea what to do.
Overshare Mare at the donut store there, yeah.
But I was like, yeah, that's why I'm getting the donuts, to try and like lighten it. She did not think it was funny. She
No.
didn't say one word. I like signed my receipt and I
Yeah,
walked
what's she
out.
going to say? Harry Potter and the Grieving Daughter over here.
Right. The Ministry
Wow.
of Sadness.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yesterday was a bad day. Today, thank you to everybody who reached out on that. Today is an amazing day. Thank you to everybody who's reached out for that.
Tomorrow will be somewhere in the middle.
Tomorrow I'll probably just sit on the couch. So we'll
There
figure
you
it
go.
out.
You earned it. Okay, I've got to take a break. Another shot for you to get some money. 4:30 is your next keyword that could get you a buck ton of cash. So be listening for that. 35192 if you want to text, and we'll be back.
Please don't see if they'll fit up there.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Two 216-578-1007 to join us live. 800-348-1007. 35192 to send a text. Sunday mornings, don't forget the Week in Cox is 2 hours of the best stuff from the week. So it starts at 8, goes until 10. You can now listen to it in podcast form. The one that airs on WMMS will be a little bit longer, but you can get it the iHeartRadio app. Look for the Week in Cox podcast there, separate from this daily show podcast. But we make it as easy for you to get to it as possible. So look for that. Cavaliers off tonight as they were last night. They'll play in Philly tomorrow night. Cavs are on a 2-game streak and hoping to keep it going. 76ers are in better shape, but who knows? Dr. J, a little long in the tooth. Charles Barkley, not in as good a shape as he used to be. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
We'll play.
I'm sorry?
Those guys haven't played for
not the kind of shape they're in. They're not. They're going to be riding the pine.
It's in terrible shape.
Terrible
shape.
Terrible shape.
So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, 6:30 is when you can start up with the pregame.
On Sunday, I'm doing my crowd work show, and Mary's going to be on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So come check that out. But they moved the time to 8 p.m. because Tim Dillon has a show, and he added a podcast taping tomorrow at 3 p.m., and I just wanted to make sure people knew about that because he's got very rabid fans, and I also like to help Hilarities out. So go spend your money at Hilarities. Hilarities.com for all the tickets.
Oh, boy. Somebody's saying to substitute raisins for dehydrated grapes. You son of a bitch. Listen, I get what you're doing there. I understand. Alan, what are your thoughts on Mr. Potato Head going gender neutral?
I saw this yesterday.
I like eating gendered potatoes.
Well, that's when Hasbro goes, look, we haven't had press. Nobody has thought about Mr. Potato Head in 25 years, and we need to get some press. That's how you do it. You go, we're going to make Mr. Potato Head gender neutral. And for one night, Tucker Carlson's head explodes. But I don't think it's going to show an increase of sales in Mr. Potato Head.
Or a decrease.
Or a decrease. It's going to stay exactly where it is. That's right.
Mr. Potato Head and his bucket of farts.
A bucket of farts? Is that what it is?
I
Mr.
heard that
Potato Head
too.
has a bucket of
Sounds like
farts?
bucket of farts, but I think it's just audio degradation.
It's Mr. Potato Head and his bucket of farts.
That sounds like farts.
It really does.
Bucket of arts, bucket of
parts.
parts, bucket of parts.
Because you need all the parts to make Mr. Potato Head.
The original Mr. Potato Head was just the parts, and you just put it in a regular potato, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So it was Mr. Potato Parts? Or
It was Mr. Potato Head, but you'd get the parts, and you put it in a potato.
Boy,
Potato sold separately.
So what are they going to do?
That is a Depression-era toy right there.
So what are they going to do with Mrs. Potato Head? Because in the sequel, they had, them married.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. The branding of the toy is changing, but Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head will retain their original monikers. So again, I don't know what
nothing changing.
I don't know what this is. Them going, hey, we need some press for this toy that nobody cares about.
They'll probably just sell, instead of selling it separately, like the accessories, you'll have a couple of girl things, like a purse, and I don't even know, I haven't had a Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head, and I don't know if I ever had one, to be honest with you.
All they're doing is they're changing the name from Mr. Potato Head to Potato Head.
Right, but what was the difference? The girl her ears were pierced. Mrs. Potato Head, so you might
She had
get
eyelashes.
right.
Yeah.
So you'll probably just get a mix of those things. You'll get a dress, a purse, and regular
And then
unpierced
the
ears.
black hat that he wears, the bowler cap.
yeah.
So.
It literally looks like they're not changing anything but the name. Like you can still buy the boy with a mustache, you can still buy the girl with the blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
They're just changing the name of it.
It's they Potato Head.
Shouldn't they be happy about this, though? Because they're the ones, the right-wing people that get all weirded out.
Well, I haven't seen anybody freak out. I'm just saying tonight, I'm sure Tucker Carlson will do a whole thing on it. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
There's
It's
people all
woke
over.
culture gone berserk.
There's two genders in science.
Right. Yes. And a potato never had any of them. So wouldn't you want it to be more scientific? Because when it comes to gender, that's when right-wing people are like, well, according to science, there's a male gender and a female gender, and that's it. And then be like, well, what about climate change? That's not science.
These are the same people that are pissed that Ariel's black, okay? Like,
who?
In the live adaptation of The Little Mermaid.
And nobody saw that, though.
No, they found a black real mermaid.
They cast Ariel to be black.
Yeah, but wasn't that already released?
No.
No, it's not released yet.
That shows what I know.
But they're pissed, and they're like, well, Ariel's not black, so what? They're just doing it just so they could get press? I'm like, or maybe she was a really good actress, and they wanted her for the role.
Well, they needed a good singer, too, and they got that... What's
There were all a lot of white singers. They could be. There were all a lot of white actresses. I'm sure.
No, but there's nothing wrong with little black girls watching a movie and going, "Hey, she looks like me."
Right.
I'll tell you who's really going to be upset at this is that Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, she's.
Hi-oh!
I see what you did there.
It was so bad it didn't even register.
Tater's gonna Tate, man.
Yeah.
Don't you think she's kind of cute though?
Who?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No, she looks like Andre the Giant in a wig.
I don't know. She could
kind of cute.
Is she big?
No, but she's got this face. She used to own a bunch of gyms or something, so I think she's probably a former gym rat. And no, she's just got a real hard look on her.
And she's
not doing it. That Lauren Boebert, I think, is pretty foxy, but she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too. But she's younger and brunette, and she's cute. But she's an amosexual. That CPAC is going on today, that big conservative F-Fest down in Orlando, and the Ted Cruz apparently on stage screaming freedom that's making the rounds today. But the one place Ted Cruz can go, he made like a joke. He gets up there because it's all people of the same brain, right? You're not gonna find anybody who's not on board with whatever cuckoo stuff you come up with. And he was like, Orlando, pretty nice, not as nice as Cancun.
Oh my God.
Because he so desperately wants people to like him and get a laugh, and he's like, where else am I going to have people probably applaud at that? But I think he did get a few gasps. Even at CPAC, they don't like Ted Cruz.
You're
They're
like, dude, come on.
Well, again...
They're like, read the room. We hate Mexico. We're trying to build a wall, and you're flying there.
Yeah, that is based in truth. I mean, if you've ever been to Cancun and Orlando... Cancun,
they are not the same.
Way better than Orlando, of course.
I was watching Wheel of Fortune is all on Netflix now. And we're watching that last night, and they're giving away like a trip to Barbados and this and that. And we're sitting there, and I just
they still do that on Wheel of Fortune?
I don't know how old these episodes are. The ones I think it's only
current.
3 or 4 seasons.
Oh, Game
on
Show
Netflix.
Network. Oh,
no, Netflix.
I'm sorry, Netflix. Okay.
But they're watching it, and I was just so sad that I said it out loud. I was like, I don't get to go anywhere. I was upset with Pat Sajak for giving away trips, and we're sitting, in a gray Cleveland, so it's blue water. And
I love the disclaimer that they put on the vacations house, like before the global emergency.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. That doesn't stop people.
No, but I just assumed that even if it was current, it would be like, when all this is over, we're going to send you to Barbados.
You get like a travel
voucher. Yeah, sure.
I got friends in PV right now, living their best.
What's PV?
Puerto Vallarta.
Do it.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yes.
There you go.
The 2 L's are Y's, right?
Puerto Vallarta.
Quesadilla. Tortilla.
Puerto
Puerto Vallarta. 2 friends.
That's why I made sure
he
to
made
say
it PV. That's right.
Damn it! He remembers. He remembers everything.
Of course.
P and the V. That's right.
You laughed at that for 3 days. Of
Right?
course.
that was a while ago.
It was a month ago.
It wasn't that long ago. Just because you don't listen doesn't mean I don't listen. Puerto Vallarta.
Well,
They're still down there?
No, I have different friends. My friend, I told you.
You have multiple friends that live in Puerto Vallarta?
No, they don't live. He's vacationing. But that's what I'm saying.
And they're still there?
Yes.
I thought he told us. Oh, you were talking about like that Instagram video where they're down.
Yeah, the Instagram account.
Puerto Vallarta.
No, I have a friend. He's a makeup artist, and he moved back here from LA because he lost his gig, and he's like, I'm not getting any bookings anymore. And I've just been looking at his Instagram, and he's in PV right now.
Say it. You have to say it.
No, I don't want to say it every
Just
single
remember
time.
Tortilla. Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
That's right. This guy. Puerto Vallarta.
You're saying it too fast.
I'm really not.
Puerto Vallarta.
There you go. Very first time we ever went to Mexico, we went to Puerto Vallarta. It's beautiful.
It's really gay.
A lot of kids bathing in the ocean, by the way.
Yeah.
Really gay. No, your friends are going to the gay places. It's not a gay city.
It is a gay destination. Yes, it is. Cancun.
I'm sure. They're all gay destinations if you're gay because you're finding the gay places to hang out. But Puerto Vallarta is not a place that's lined. It's like any other place. Señor Frogs, Hooters. You know, like if you go into the town, it's all old American chain restaurants. So I'm sure they found the gay bars. But Puerto Vallarta is not like Key West.
Babe, they got a ground round. Check this out.
Hey, you can eat the peanuts and throw the shells on the floor. They got a barrel full of popcorn. Virgin strawberry daiquiris. That's what we used to get at the ground round.
We did.
So good.
We would always go on the pay what you weigh night. Do you remember that? We were very poor, but
yeah, we didn't go on pay what you weigh night.
For kids, whatever 10 and under, they had a big scale that you would stand on, and whatever you weighed was how much your meal cost.
Oh, this was for the kids only.
Kids only. So
not your dad.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
$386, sir.
It's the most expensive meal I ever had in my life.
Hope you like those chicken tenders.
The trick is you have your kids order your dinner, and then you say, "I'm not eating," and wait in the car, and they bring you a doggy bag.
Yeah, I got 5 porterhouses for $6.
It's off the kids menu, but if you weighed 69 pounds, all right, why'd I pick that number?
Nice.
It would be like you would get a kid's cheeseburger for 69 cents.
Nice.
Yeah. And we were a poor family, so everyone who was 15 and under was 10 and under that day.
Nice.
So
yeah.
We'd go pay what you weigh.
Pay what you weigh night. All right. And let me give away some of this money. You can get a lot of pay what you weigh night with this money. No matter what you weigh. It's $1,000. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. It's a buck ton of cash. Time for your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword HOPE, H-O-P-E, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's HOPE to 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
I shouldn't have been so hard on Poundcake, actually. Puerto Vallarta, I mean, if it is a gay destination, that would explain why I had sex with so many dudes while we were there. So I guess I didn't put 2 and 2 together before, but you're probably onto something.
Well, if you're putting 2 and 2 together, you're doing it wrong.
Alan, Puerto Vallarta has absolutely changed. It's very much like Key West now. Okay. But that's recent because, I mean, we went in 2000... Well, God, maybe it was almost 10 years. I have no concept of time.
I was going to say.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I keep saying last year and thinking of 2019.
It's because last year was like...
Last year doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
God.
It's almost like a null year. Everything was just wiped out.
Make
taking
your
that off my
excuses.
life.
You're both stupid. That's what it is.
Well, that goes without saying, and yet you said it.
But I wanted to.
Thank you.
I'm not really turning 30 next year. I'm going back. I'm turning 29 this year, or 28 this year.
Are you weirded out about
34.
that?
You said what?
Are you weirded out about that?
No, I'm just, I feel robbed of 2020, so I'm taking a year off my life. I didn't use it.
Okay. So then you're going to become...
Tell us what you would have done.
Probably same thing. I just want
Guys,
the
I was robbed of an entire year of doing nothing.
You would have
I'm
gone out 10 more times.
Yeah, I'm going to reclaim.
Matt would still be hitting me. I'd be like, bro, you don't even come to my shows. What do you mean? You don't go anywhere. I'm like, all right, fine.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can get to Puerto Vallarta one of these days with your friends.
Yeah, there. He's vacationing, enjoying himself. And yeah, it's a big gay spot. Whenever there's like a big gay, whenever there's a big gay cruise,
gay spot.
It is. Whenever there's a big gay
cruise.
Hey,
I got us a table at Dos Grande Testicles if you want to come in here and
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
And get this, the Funky Bunch is his balls.
Bunch is the Funky Bunch is playing here tonight. I think that's what that means. El Funky Bunch. Boy, I was so pissed. You know, I love the story, but then I saw a picture of the guy. There was this dude who took part. They're still picking up these Capitol rioters. And the amazing part, the one theme, the connective tissue between all these people who rioted at the Capitol is how willing their friends and family, everyone around them, to rat them out. Because you know these people were like douchebags in their everyday life. Family didn't even like them, whatever. And this one guy who was sending his girlfriend pictures of him there, and she turned him in because he was like, I got to save our country. And she's like, dude, what are you doing? And he was texting her, if you can't see the election stolen, you're a moron, which you probably don't want to call your girlfriend while you're off doing something else.
Something illegal.
Right. And so she turned him in. And then I see a picture of the guy. He's wearing a White Sox cap.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. How dare you?
Well, nobody has
How
ever
dare you?
ever done anything wrong when they're wearing Indians gear. So don't worry.
Yeah, well, I didn't see a photo of anybody at the Capitol riots with a Chief Wahoo cap on. I'm sure there would be a certain subsection of the audience that would be more upset at the Wahoo hat than the fact that he was rioting in the Capitol.
Dude, what are you doing?
How dare you? You're a traitor to your Cleveland Indians. So yeah, maybe don't call your girlfriend when you're storming the Capitol. Maybe don't call your girlfriend a moron.
Oh, I believe it was his ex-girlfriend, so.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Right? Means he already called her a moron a bunch of times.
What I'm surprised about is on New Year's Eve, like when the ball drops, I can't even get any cell service. I can't call. I can't do anything. All these people were live streaming.
Why can't you get cell service on New Year's Eve?
I swear, like I tried to call my mom after just after midnight or like as the ball's dropping, and I'm like,
she just sent you to voicemail.
No, I know.
She just red buttoned you.
No, I've done
She's
that.
like, I got anxiety talking to him.
Multiple years I've tried to call like relatives or something, and everyone's trying to use the phone all at the same time.
I'll co-sign that. Because
I've never had a problem on New Year's Eve.
I've tried to put things like this past year. I was trying to put things on my story. I tried to call my.
And it won't. Yeah, and it won't
go
load.
through.
It'll say
Yeah.
retry, and you have to wait like maybe a few minutes to reload.
I haven't had that experience on New Year's Eve.
And there's thousands of people all with their cell phones, live streaming, tweeting, texting. I'm like, how did their service work?
Is that because you have T-Mobile, Alan?
I'm on the T-Mobile network, Bill. Absolutely. Yeah, we had our daughter calling all of our friends.
Happy New Year, you boss bitches.
That's my kid. Come on.
Boss bitches.
Happy New Year, you boss bitches.
Yeah. I mean, that was New Year's. That was a year ago, though. That wasn't
I thought
this.
that was going into 2019.
No, that was going into 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That should be like.
Didn't feel right calling anybody boss bitches this past
No.
after the year everyone had.
Nobody was a boss bitch this
Right.
year.
Some of them weren't alive anymore. Like, I didn't want to
sad
deal with
suckers.
that. Yeah. No, I haven't had that experience, though, where there's too many people. That sounds like an old-timey problem.
Well,
there's too many people using the phone.
I'll have that when we're downtown at like a big event, like you go to a Browns game. It's like
Really?
notorious for not working there.
But I'm saying, but again, these were thousands of people, like at the Capitol, and they were all using their phones.
But
They were
that
all
network's
filming.
actually very strong there because
I guess I didn't think about that.
they're so used to having large gatherings there.
Not only
I mean,
that-
the Trump inauguration, there was like 2 billion people there.
2 billion, quarter of the population on the earth.
Not only that, but as many people as were there, that's still not as many people as calling other people on New Year's Eve across the,
Right.
It's a lot of people.
And they probably just all had T-Mobile.
Of course. That network, Bill, I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, man.
It's not judging your politics.
Lightning fast
It's just
speed.
giving
Right.
you service.
That's right. It's just good service.
I really would be pissed though if I just found out that all these years my mom was just leaving me on read or just like ignoring my call. She's like, honey.
She's like, I'm trying to kiss this dude, and my son's calling me at midnight. Oh, he's such a blackguard.
I'm like, Mom, you can tell me the truth.
But it's not like your mom picks up every time you call. She's a busy woman.
But like, I know if she's home or not. Like, I know if she works, if she's at work, like casually, I'll send her a text and it won't go through. Or if like she's at home, like I know she's at home, I'll call her. And she's like, I was waiting for you to call me. You ain't call me. I'm like, I did call you. She's like, oh, I didn't have a missed call. And it just didn't go through.
You got a little codependent Thunderdome going on over there, don't
Right?
you?
I need my mommy.
Yes, you do. And she needs you. Oh, boy, does she need you. Her little boy. Her little Cody cakes.
Puerto
All right.
Vallarta.
Good. He's just throwing that in now. Yeah.
Now he's just flexing on us.
Uh-huh. He's showing off. All right. If you're codependent, have someone press 2 for you. Okay, let me break. If you want to get a text, 35192 to do that. You can watch if you like at alancoxshow.com. You can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
cocaine, and fentanyl. Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Cocaine.
You know, all that's missing from my version is the great Rob Halford.
Cocaine.
Judas Priest, who sang backup vocals on the original there. And when I was putting that together and I called him, he wanted nothing to do with it. He was trapped under a whole pile of leather-studded coats or something. So it is missing that. But it's been a big week for people finding drugs in things. There were the people who bought a toy for their kid at the thrift store, and they found 5,000 fentanyl pills in it. There was the other guy. Well, I told my own story. I found a brick of Armenian hash inside a WWE shirt that I bought one time. I didn't even know it until I put it on. And now a woman found a kilo of cocaine inside a crochet kit.
Ooh. That's a fun one. Kilo of cocaine inside a crochet kit.
Crikey! A woman in Seattle. She's like, I bought this. I was going to crochet some animal hats. So you know she's leading a rich, full life.
She wouldn't even know what to do with cocaine if she... Well, unless it's the opposite. And she can make so many hats.
Yeah, she's very locked in.
Marge, you made 5,000 animal hats? Yes, in 36 hours. She brought a crochet kit, again, from a thrift store.
Wow.
Thrift stores are becoming the intermediaries, except if you're not paying attention. I mean, I just don't know how this happens. I don't know how, if you're using that to move your stuff, you better have a guy at one end and a guy at the other who knows what's going on. All these people are like, we found this in here, and like, who's losing their shipments in thrift stores?
Unless that's not what they're doing. Unless they're having someone take the drugs into the thrift store, hide it in something, and then leave. Like, they don't have someone working at the thrift store. Does that make sense?
It does, but then you'd have to have somebody go get it. Like, why are you just going to leave your very expensive product in a thrift store? I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But there is a thrift store in New York City that my friend goes to, and she buys everything by the pound. So maybe that ties into it somehow.
By the pound?
It's by the pound thrifting, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard
This
of
is
that.
by the kilo.
It's like $1.99 a pound for like textiles, and then for everything else, like $1.89 a pound.
And what does she need pounds of textiles? Is she making dresses or animal hats?
No, but it is dresses and stuff like that. So she'll buy a bunch of ties. She is like artist and
seamstress,
creator
whatever,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she'll fix things up, but she'll just go in there and find, because it's New York City, so she'll go in there and find like these fancy ass dresses and pay dollars for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just old to some people, but she's like, I don't care, it's Vera Wang, so it's still a high quality dress.
You're walking out with a bolt of fabric
Mm-hmm.
for like $50.
Bolt of fabric. Bolt of fabric. You have a bolt of fabric.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
No, I was going to make
okay?
a joke, and then I tripped over my words.
That's all right.
And then added an accent.
It just came out that way.
So this lady calls 911. She calls Seattle PD and said, I found something in her crochet kit. She goes, it's covered in yellow rubber and it has 100% written on it. And she said it's giving off an odd odor. And it was 2.5 pounds of cocaine. Wow. So there you go. Yeah, because we talked about that earlier in the week. They found that shipment of cocaine frosted cornflakes that was headed to Korea. They found that in Cincinnati. Port of Cincinnati pulled it off the Ohio River. So, boy, I was reading how they picked up El Chapo's wife for drug trafficking.
I saw that, yeah.
Ella Chape.
Say again?
I'll just take the segment off.
El Chapa. They found her in Puerto Vallarta. No, but El Chapo's wife, but, this guy's in jail, right? They got him in the Supermax or somewhere? Or they got him in Colorado?
I thought, wasn't there like a uproar, like his people came to get him and...
They broke him out a couple times.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like,
but
how did they keep this guy in prison?
I think he's in now.
Prison is easy for people like him because he's like the kingpin there, so he's just like, all right, well, they have me behind bars.
But he still has to be there.
But
also,
for you.
but they were putting him in jail in Mexico. So, of course, you're going to have tons of people you're paying to dig you out. I'm always fascinated by the sophistication of those tunnels. They've got, anytime they uncover one of these tunnels, whether it goes under the border of the United States or whether it's within Mexico or whatever, these guys are like, how does no one notice that they're digging I'm sure people are being paid to look the other way, but still, massive tunnels with electricity and like a rail system to dig this guy out. So when they finally get him in jail in the United States, they're like, yeah, he's not getting out of here.
Okay, well, yeah, but I didn't even think it was like a digging out type of situation. I thought they were like finding these officers or COs' families and like, I will kill your daughter if you don't release him.
It's probably a whole bunch of things, yeah.
When you're a guy like El Chapo, you're not putting all your eggs in one threatening basket.
So they arrested El Chapo's wife in Virginia, and they're going to try her in New York or something, I don't know. But she's foxy. These drug lords, you get your pick of like the telenovela actresses. I don't know if that's what she does. But if you're Mrs. El Chapo, she's on the hook for that too.
If she was ugly, she wouldn't have got caught.
Let me process this. If she was ugly, she wouldn't have gotten caught.
She would be under the radar. No, oh no, she's not going to throw her life away for some hoodlum.
They've never caught anybody that's ugly committing a crime.
But they would never assume that that's El Chapo's wife. They're like, oh, well, why, he wouldn't be with her.
Well, they knew it was his wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, no matter what she looks like, it's El Chapo's wife. She's beautiful. No matter what.
Under pain of death.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like on The Sopranos when they're making fat jokes about one of the boss's wives, and he kills him over it.
Yep.
Yikes.
Johnny Sack's wife, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, then she's gorgeous. No matter what.
He could have been married to Linda Hunt, and you'd have to go, oh, my God, she's beautiful. Oh, look at her. Oh, how do you not have 100 kids with her?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
When I see people's babies that are not cute.
They're all pretty, Mary.
Perfect.
No,
some babies are not cute.
No baby is cute when it comes out. You got to give it some time to kind of warm up. And then
I feel like babies,
after a couple of months, you can get a good read on a kid. Because I think my daughter's gorgeous. I think all my kids are gorgeous.
She's got a great personality.
Great personality. That's right. But when they first come out, you're like, oh, God, I hope this gets better.
Right.
It's like a dehydrated grape.
Yeah. There's some people, they'll post like their 1 month baby pictures.
Too early.
Like, you look like an old man.
Too
what
early.
is that?
See, I think that old man baby phase is cute, though, in a weird way.
It weirds me out.
It's funny.
I've never had one, so maybe that's it, but I see it, and I'm like, hey.
It's better if you dress them in old person clothes when you take those pictures. Yeah, but that is literally the circle of life, is you start out as a baby and you end up as just another kind of baby.
Yeah.
You can't take care of yourself. You know.
Your son is very attractive, Alan.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying.
But he does look like his mom.
And he's very tall,
My
too.
daughters look like me. My son looks like my ex-wife. But yeah, he's like 9 feet tall. I mean, thank God my kids are tall. I don't know why they are, but I'm glad that they are.
Heightist.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I was taller. I'd like to crack 6 feet, and I don't.
I'm a good 5 inches taller than my dad.
No. I mean, I'm taller than my dad, but I mean, it's not. My dad's 75 years old. I think we're crossing each other on the height axis.
I'm taller than my dad now, too.
Plus 6 feet.
Honestly, if you line him up.
Yeah, into one straight line, depending on how thick it is or thin.
Right.
Well, he'd prefer to be thin because
you know.
He struggled.
Alan, tell Poundcake that prison isn't easy anywhere. It sucks.
That's not true.
I have a feeling that they refer to country club prisons all the time, like when Michael Cohen was in there playing cricket.
But I'm saying, if you are at the top of the food chain in prison, your prison life is not going to be the same. The guards are cool with you. The food, you can take anyone's food you want.
But there's always somebody trying to get to be the top of the food chain.
But if you're El Chapo...
You're always going to... Yeah, but he was a tiny little guy. His power came in paying people off or having people who worked for him murder other people. He was just a tiny troll guy, but he ran everything.
He can pick whatever bitch he wants, and I'm not talking about like on the outside. I'm talking about inside of the prison, like just whatever. So prison life is not the same.
I feel like if you're on the inside of prison, they don't care if you're El Chapo.
They were cool with OJ. I'm sure they're probably cool with Bill Cosby. He's teaching classes in there.
Bill Cosby's like clinging to life, isn't he? He's supposedly blind.
Yeah, but they said that going in.
Did they?
Yeah.
That was his defense. He was like, I couldn't have raped all those women. I'm partly blind.
I had to feel around. No, but I thought literally that Bill Cosby was like, he's not doing well in there. Like, he's not having a high old time. He's an old man.
Yeah.
He's not having a great time. Like, they were worried he was going to get COVID. And
he's still on the top of the comedy charts, though.
Bill Cosby?
Right behind Mary Santora, Hillbilly Bougie, available anywhere you get your...
I was looking at the charts today, looking at Mary's. I'm like, okay, she's number one. Let's see who else is on here. And there's still a lot of Dane Cook albums moving, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but
well, why would Bill Cosby be on the comedy charts?
Because people are still buying his stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy didn't put anything new out in 30 years.
It's himself. Like, that's still what people are buying.
Really?
Are you at 20 yet, Mary?
I'm at 22.
Hey, bit by bit.
Thank
Each
you.
rung of the ladder. Good for you. Bill Cosby on the comedy charts. Jesus. But that to me is not like a Morgan Wallen situation where everybody's got their up in arms because this guy throws the N-word around and gets dropped by his management and his label, and his album like shoots up, because all these people are buying his record to
because he got taken off of everything else.
Whatever. Yeah. Cancel culture. Nobody's worried about Bill Cosby and cancel culture.
It's number 43 right now, himself.
Who's number one again?
Patrice O'Neal.
Nope.
Larry the Cable Gentleman.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
He's doing a rebrand.
Yeah,
he wears a tux in this one.
Yes, he's Lawrence the Cable Guy.
Sleeveless, but still a tux.
Yeah, well... So, the crochet lady. And then Facebook had to apologize for their algorithm. There was an 81-year-old woman in Australia who got banned. She's a knitter. They said, oh, knitter. Oh, that's okay then. No, she had mentioned something. This is a woman in Australia, old woman, who knits. And she had a little Facebook page. And she knits pigs. And gives them to family and friends, and the algorithm picked up her saying to someone that she was going to knit some white pigs. And it picked up white pigs as hate speech, and it banned her for a little while. And obviously they had to apologize because this old lady who knits pigs for charity that helps disadvantaged children was not. She checked all the boxes of somebody who's not screaming hate speech on there. She's knitted Pigcasso. Francis Bacon is another one. So she said, I've got nothing to do with this, but they banned her for about 24 hours because of somebody ordering white pigs from Oh, Facebook.
Caucasian pigs.
Is there anything you can do? Hey, John.
Yes.
What's going on, John?
Hey, just had a quick, sorry about everybody on the air having to listen to my voice. But anyways, I had a quick story about donating to like a thrift store.
Yeah.
Like my girl, she was at a Pure Romance party, and they were.
Is that one of those dildo Tupperware parties or whatever?
Yeah, some sort of dildo party. That
there
I've
you
never
go.
wanted to go to,
Still like a tight seal.
I'd want to go anyway.
Yep.
But anyway, she won this dildo or whatever, and then come the next day, donated a bunch of stuff to the Goodwill, and sure enough, she had that dildo stashed somewhere and then closed with it.
Was your girlfriend holding the party, or did she just attend one?
She just attended.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a dildo filled with cocaine or anything.
It was a dildo filled with cocaine. I'm pretty sure I would have gotten to it first.
Oh, John's kind of giving away his position here on cocaine. Okay, so she donated, and she didn't get it back.
No, she didn't get it back. I assume that they figured she was just being really nice to someone in need.
Right. Okay. Thanks, John.
But, yep.
Yeah, thank you. Still not quite sure what happened there. She donated a dildo?
Is that a tactile?
Well, there are those people. There's those guys that wear the shirts that say orgasm donor.
I'm an orgasm donor.
She just took it to the next level.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Macklemore? Is he still doing stuff? Nope. I feel like
he's got that song that makes Mary cry.
That was from 2018.
Yeah,
it's
right.
called Good Old Days.
But does it still make you cry?
I still get a little flutter in my tummy when I hear it.
Huh. It's Mackle-less these days.
I get a flutter in my finger to skip it.
Next.
Club like, what up? I got a big. I'm just pumped. I bought some from a thrift shop. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like, damn, that's a cold honky. Rolling in.
Love radio edits. Jesus. I heard we started playing the adult version of What It's Like by Everlast finally.
Oh, nice.
Where it's not flipped and flopped every 2 seconds. We started treating our audience like they're grown-ass men and women who can handle a couple of words.
Mm-hmm. Especially from songs they've heard many times.
I was going to say, it only took 30 years, but, better late than never. Larry the Cable Person, Alan. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Larry the Cable Potato.
Lawrence the Cable Person. That's right. It's Get Them Done.
Yes.
Is the new T-shirt hat.
I was watching the new Kevin James sitcom that's on Netflix called
I'm sorry.
The Crew.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's not great. But I just wanted something that was like easily to
I understand.
Just like a wind down show.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at the bar and I'm like they have a few scenes in this bar. And I'm like, that looks so familiar. And then I'm like, that's Sullivan and Sons bar. Those sons of bitches stole Steve Burns' bar.
There you go.
And I sent him a picture. He's like, yeah, that's my bar. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of hurts, huh? He's like,
ouch.
Yeah.
Talk about a hot wife. Mm-hmm. Kevin James's wife. Oof. Hoofa.
He's doing the thing. He's shaving his head, but I don't think he's has male pattern baldness.
He doesn't, but he looks better with the head shaved.
I disagree.
Really? He looks older, but I mean, But yeah, he's got like some Puerto Rican wife or something. I think Kevin James, I was never a big King of Queens guy, but I think he's an underrated comedian.
I think he's very funny.
I think he's like a funny, economical, like he's. I just think Kevin James is funny.
Sweat the Small Stuff is a very funny special.
Yes, it is.
And he's good on shows like that. Like, it's not the best show, but I chuckled a few times. Like, okay. I can watch this and enjoy.
I figured it was like The Ranch. Like, is there a laugh track?
Yeah,
I
but
love The Ranch.
It's like The Ranch, but it's not. The Ranch had like swear words all the way. This
it
is
did?
TV 14. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The
TV
Ranch.
You could say F words
Yeah, they
in
would
The
say
Ranch.
F words and stuff.
Ooh.
1 per episode.
Is that it? I thought there's more.
I thought it was 1 per episode.
I feel like
I could be wrong.
I feel like they used it pretty regularly.
Guys, this is where we're going to put the F word in this week.
Yeah, seriously,
Ooh.
creative writing. Which
Why
is
would they?
good.
You're saying that was a thing on the show that they would only say the F word one time?
I thought they were only
overuse it.
allowed to say it one time.
Well,
it's like
it's-
Schitt's Creek. They would use it like once per episode, I feel like.
Well, that's Canadian television. I'm talking about Netflix. I thought you could do whatever you wanted.
Netflix is TV. Yeah.
Netflix, you can do whatever you want.
I don't think they used it more than maybe twice.
Well, what
in
I'm
an
saying
episode.
is, I wondered if you read that it was like a self-imposed limit on that show.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was just for me watching it and what I picked up on. You know?
I feel like they were using it pretty liberally in some episodes.
Maybe.
Well, because what was that other show where they killed off his wife? Kevin Can Wait?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
They killed his wife and then brought
Leah Remini back,
in,
and then people got mad. The actress especially. Erin Hayes was his wife, and they kill her off. They kill her off with like no explanation. They just come back the next week and they're like,
and
oh.
now it's King of Queens. Watch our show.
Yeah, that's right. There's 2 kids are there, and you're like, where's mom? Oh, and there's just a little vase there with flowers in it. But yeah, Kevin James's wife. They've been married like 15 years. Man.
He's not a tall guy either. He's only like 5'8".
Really?
Yeah.
He makes up for it horizontally, Mary.
Portly fella.
He's portly. That's a nice way to put it. Lawrence, the television technician. That's good too. Yeah. Whatever. That's my impression of him.
Friday shows are fun.
It's number 697. They say the F word all the time in the ranch, somebody says.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Well, I was going to watch it for that Alicia Cuthbert. She is Fox
She is.
Sam Elliott doesn't do it for you.
Sam Elliott doesn't do it for me. No.
Interesting.
I enjoy his work very much. I watched The Man
That
Who Killed
voice,
Hitler and then
though?
The Bigfoot. That's a great movie. But, yeah, the voice.
Sultry, deep tones.
He's got those, Big Lebowski, the whole bit.
He's got a good voice.
Good voice. Okay, let me take a break. You got to go, yeah?
Yeah, I got to go. I'm going to be at Hilarities. Well, it's all sold out until Sunday.
Sunday.
Joke's on You, 8 p.m. Mary's going to be on the show. I hosted with John Bruton. So come check that out at Hilarities. And Tim Dillon's doing a live podcast taping tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me break. Another $1,000 on the way at 5:30. So if you still want to get your mitts on that $1,000, you still got a handful of chances to do that. Today's the last day for it, but there's another one coming up. 35192 if you want to text.